Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Yeah.
Because the thing fades to black. Awesome. Hi, everybody.
We're live.
Are we unmuted?
Yes, we are unmuted.
All right, sweet. Can people actually hear us is the next question.
Hopefully they can hear us.
Hi there, Internet. Can you hear us?
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Sort of, kind of, maybe.
We'll find out. Otherwise, it'll be one hell of an edit when I go to turn this into a podcast.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the little lights are not moving very much over there.
Test it. No, they're moving. They're moving pretty nice.
Okay, cool. All right.
I can adjust.
It's not the same. I don't want to make out with it. You want to eat it, but I don't want to make out with it. And I just
Please
feel like,
refrain from putting the shotguns in your mouth.
I feel like something is missing.
Please do not blow the shotgun mics.
All right. So, welcome everybody, and welcome to the first proper episode of Worldfire. This is a 5th edition campaign set in a world of my own creation. We are currently on the continent of Ecordia. Our party has previously discovered that the Emperor and the Dark Elves are conspiring together to create a spell that could theoretically destroy all life on the planet, engulfing it in fire, hence the title drop name.
Womp.
They have traveled to the New World, where both the Emperor and the Dark Elves have fled to, as the previous continent they lived on has been not destroyed,
Trashed.
but it's certainly not the same as it was they got there.
It's been improved.
Yeah.
They fixed it.
We stirred it up a bit.
We made it better.
They fixed it French Revolution style.
Can you hear the people sing the songs of angry men?
So, our movers and shakers are, in a clockwise fashion, the party bard, support, and mother of one.
I am playing Tarel, and she is a bard. She is human, but she's a shifter, so I guess she's not human. And she
was born a human.
Yes. She can shift into a fox, and she has her 5-year-old son, Kai, with her.
All right. And on her left, we have our father of one?
Sure, you can call him that. Guardian's probably more accurate. Hi, I'm William, and I am playing Clanless Faust, Dragonborn Warlock, servant of the Lich Grimgar.
Servant. Yes. Or just person who takes his power.
Partner.
Sure. You could also call it that.
I call it many things, whatever's most fitting.
Sitting directly across from him, we have our father of none, depending on what you consider the status of animals being children.
I mean, I consider my pets to be my children, and I have a son.
Yes, but your character does not.
It's true. I'm John, and I'm playing Senstaku, the favored soul ASMR Scorsese, or sorcerer, however you pronounce that.
ASMR Scorsese.
The ASMR Scorsese. I make really good movies, and okay movies.
And some
Movies.
movies.
And finally, we have brain damage causer.
Yes. Remover of heads. I'm Duncan, half-orc fighter. And that's about all you need to know.
I could safely turn Stan's volumes gain all the way to the top without ever having to worry about him spiking the mic.
Ha!
Unless I comment on it. I apologize to everyone whose ears just exploded.
Also, because these are directional mics that only get straight forward,
Yes.
you won't have to worry about picking up everybody else by turning his mic up.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So when
Oh yes, our paladin is out of state.
Yes,
Yes,
we have a paladin, but
He
he
flew
drank
away.
the water, so he won't be joining us for a little bit.
Gotta get through that dysentery.
I mean, I warned him not to drink the water, but he didn't listen to me. And since he's always so disrespectful, I'm just not going to cure it.
This is why I am very glad I need to eat and drink nothing.
It's
So,
also why you be nice to the healer.
well, you are all sleeping in the planning room of the Fortress of Daventry. You have met with
Well, they're sleeping.
I'm waiting.
you have met with Melodius and Tanar, who are the leaders of the Empire on this end. And despite being the leaders of the Empire, they really, really don't like the Emperor. But there's only so much you can do when the Emperor is quasi all-powerful.
Austin, talk into your mic.
Yes. I can slide it forward.
Yeah, you might want to just be a little bit closer, or angle it a little bit more higher, perhaps.
More higher.
Yes, that
We can grammar around here. So,
I don't
Whatever.
care. I'm just working the audio.
So English was your favorite subject.
Actually, it was.
Actually, yeah. For both of us, actually.
Oh,
That's where I get my
Regardless.
love of Shakespearean and knowledge of the fact that English rules are only really suggestions.
being introduced to them by the mysterious isn't quite the right word, but you certainly don't know a lot about him aside from his childless nature. Elrin, who is inducted you into a group he calls the Diamonds. Your goal is to
Shine
retrieve
bright like a diamond.
No,
Yes.
we're rough.
to retrieve the crystal that has been stolen by the Dark Elves that holds the power of a Tarask in it. So,
just another Tuesday.
when last we left off, you were waiting. You were resting in the chamber overnight because this is the Emperor's stronghold, and given what you did the last one, you may not want to be noticed by people who are actually loyal to him.
Eh.
You will be met in the morning by an individual named Dredge Tier. So, first things first. Let's everybody roll a perception check.
I do that. That is a
Dang
thing
it.
I do.
My dice are upstairs.
They were down here. Why'd you take them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is a perception check?
11.
I think it's called perception. What is it called?
It's perception.
It's perception.
It's perception. Okay.
It's on your skill list.
It's based
on
on,
my
it's
skill
based on your
list.
wisdom score.
Yep. It's like bottom third of the skill list.
Really?
I have rolled an 11.
Right. There. Oh, okay, got it.
With modifiers.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't have
that one.
I don't have proficiency in perception.
Oh, that one. Oh, exciting.
You're actually good at it.
Unless I roll this.
I mean,
I would have been good at it.
with my modifier of 3, I get a 21.
Let's just say my pluses are better than my roll.
Nice.
16.
All right. So the bard and the sorcerer,
9.
at some time around 3 in the morning, are awoken by a strange clicking and whirring coming from one of the cabinets.
I'm in the middle of reading a book. That's why I'm not paying attention.
I would like to very quietly move over to the cabinet and take a look inside.
I'm going to do that as well.
Both of you roll me some stealth checks.
I have.
I'm invisible. That is a 30. Sorry, 29.
I'm sorry, I never asked this question. What am I adding to my...
You
what
add
bonus
your...
do those give?
They get +4 for proficiency,
Yeah, proficiency
unless
bonus
you're
right now
unless
is-
it's your expertise, in
Yeah,
which case you get +8.
Okay. Oh, shoot, I never did my expertise.
They also use your abilities. But,
Um,
so like stealth uses your dexterity plus your
Dexterity.
proficiency if you're proficient with it.
So you are definitely proficient with stealth. So you have 5 plus 4, so you add 9.
oh, okay. Okay, 19.
19, yeah.
All right. So you both get to the cabinet without anything happening. It's a nicely carved wood cabinet.
Taking something from inside it?
Pardon?
Taking something from inside it?
Yes.
I want to look and see if it's trapped.
All right. Roll
Or
me a
locked.
search.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Natural 1. That's a 2.
It is definitively trapped.
All right. I'm going to suggest that Tariel open it. No, I'm playing. I'm going to try to disarm the trap. If
All right, roll me a.
I have thieves' tools.
Yeah, roll me your thieves' tools.
That is 16.
All right, you think you got it. It's a bit noisy, but you are able to disarm the trap.
All right. I open the cabinet.
Inside, there is a strange, shiny silver box thing with a face. It has 2 long, spindly arms, 2 long, spindly legs, and a pair of odd metallic wings.
Do I recognize this thing at all?
Not,
It looks like the Modrons we encountered.
yes, it looks like a Modron.
What are you doing here? I ask it out loud.
This unit is. This unit is. This unit is. This unit is.
I look up.
This
I reach in to
unit
grab
i-
it.
Yeah.
pick it
At
up,
this
and
point,
get
you
it
can
out.
all you're woken up because this thing is not saying it quietly.
I pull it out of the cabinet.
It's big.
What is one of
Roll me a strength check.
what is one of the beings of Primus doing here?
6.
You try to pull it, but it is rigid.
Being stuck in a cabinet, as far as I can tell right now. Hey, Duncan, you awake?
Yeah.
Can you come wrench this thing out?
Sure. Let me see if I can wrench this thing out.
I have spindly healer arms.
Roll me some strength.
Strength.
And don't forget your
I have
extreme
never-
athleticism.
He's the only.
6, 7.
Duncan and Yi are the only people who have good strength.
19.
My strength is 10.
My strength
Um,
is 8.
You
I had to
pull
roll
at
a
it,
7 to
but
get that 6.
it has wedged itself firmly in this cabinet.
Should I take the cabinet out of the wall?
I would probably. I would.
Yeah, let's-
I don't
let's
think our
leave it.
hosts would appreciate that.
Probably not.
How big is it?
It is dwarf-sized,
I'm going to.
but it's a little bit square, so it's broader even than a dwarf.
Okay. I'm gonna do some creative puzzle solving.
Also, to clarify, this thing's legs have no right to hold this thing's body up.
I'm gonna do some creative puzzle solving. I reach in, I grab it with both hands, and then I dimension door myself and it 5 feet back into the room.
The problem with Dimension Door is Dimension Door requires you to walk, to have some sort of movement through the door. You can't Dimension Door with an object you can't move.
Can you not?
No.
No.
It is a door that you must go through.
Yeah.
It just says you teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within range. It doesn't actually mechanically say you have to go through it.
But you would have to be... you can't Dimension Door with an immobile object.
Okay, that's fine. Never mind then. Creative puzzle solving denied. I mean... Can't talk to it. What is it doing here? It's being annoying is what it's doing.
Roll me perception checks, everyone.
Oh boy.
What is it doing here?
18.
18.
17.
15.
You all hear footsteps.
Oh, your wisdom is test.
Well, I guess
Okay.
somebody's about to arrive
Somebody's
to
gonna
tell us
come
what
and
it's
take a
doing
look
here.
for it. Yeah.
They're coming from above you, but they're quickly... You can hear them quickly rushing out of the room above you and down a flight of stairs.
Does that mean danger to us, or does that mean the people that know we're here to
Probably
us?
the people that know where. I don't know. Let's just hide in the corner somewhere.
I mean, I can do that, but
I mean, is
There's
there
not a lot
furniture?
in this room. There's a cabinet on one wall, there's a cabinet on the opposite wall, and there's a giant table on it with a map on it in the middle.
Okay.
I'm. What does the cabinet look like? It's valuable, other than having a thing in it.
I mean, it's got a bunch of engraving in it, so clearly someone put effort into it. It is not strictly a functional cabinet.
Yeah, let's just wait for the folks that own this place to come and pull it out of the wall.
Sure, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so you're all just waiting?
Yep.
may as
I
well.
use my Mask of Many Faces, and just because I don't know who's coming, I look like an Imperial, and I just kind of make my way into the corner to be unconscious looking.
Okay. You doing anything, or are you just...
She's gonna kind of like guard her son,
Fair enough.
like put herself in front of him, but
Gora knows how to hide.
I'm just standing in front of the cabinet looking like I'm irritated at the thing that's in there, because I am.
The door swings open, and a very annoyed-looking Tanar rushes in. He's not wearing his full armor. You can see that he is a sturdily built half-elf, still with the alabaster skin and the red eyes and raven hair. But he is shirtless, letting you see that he is quite the muscular figure, and not happy.
Hey, Tanar, while I appreciate the show,
This
can
thing
you
is-
shut this
yeah.
thing up?
I have to wait for Melodious to arrive. It won't respond to me, he
What?
says, walking over to it.
what is it?
A piece of junk that Melodious found and adopted.
Why did he put it in the cabinet?
Yes.
That's
he
what I
thought
get.
that was the best place to hide it.
I mean, I can think of a half dozen better places, but
Yes, so can I. Some of them the sun doesn't reach.
that would be uncomfortable, I feel. But regardless.
A moment later, Melodious rushes into the room wearing the most fabulous pajamas you have ever seen. Like,
Melodious, while I appreciate the show, can you shut this guy up?
oh, I am so apologetic. Guardian, please. Everything is all right. He rushes over to the machine. It's fine. Repeat after me. I am not broken. This unit serves functionality. Excellent. Correct. You serve a great functionality. One day we'll discover what that is.
I think it's broken.
I think it's...
What is it?
It's a motor.
I am rather unsure. I have heard of these things. They come from another plane. Rather like the angels, the demons, but they occupy a middle ground. They're not commonly seen.
They come from the plane of law.
Yes, and they don't much meddle in the affairs of mortals. Not unless someone does something truly egregious. He coaxes the creature out of the closet. Walking out, you can see it's crammed into the very small closet, cabinet. It looked bigger than it was. It's really about a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot box that's on 2 foot legs and has abnormally long arms, and the strange wings, once spread, they have no function looking. Like, you can't imagine them supporting anything around this, especially after you've tried to move it. This thing is not light. Still, it's clearly a living creature and deserves mercy and respect. Tanar rolls his eyes. Yes, which is why I tolerate it.
Yeah, no, mercy and respect. Typically, it's neither merciful nor respectful to shove something in a closet and hide it away.
Oh, no, that's where he sleeps. He likes it.
Didn't sound like he liked it.
It's complex to talk to him. The thing begins buzzing and whirring and emitting out of game. It sounds like like an old-fashioned modem. He turns out, no. I understand. The Modron raises one of its wings half-heartedly, and then steps backwards into the cabinet, curls into a box, and its face vanishes into a flat pane of silver.
Yeah, that's creepy. Okay.
It doesn't speak common well. He closes the cabinet doors.
What does it speak?
Modron, I imagine. That's what I'm guessing the language is. It's very difficult to speak.
It's very difficult to hear, too.
Yes, says Tanar. On long trips, he likes to try to talk to it to get it to say more words, increase its vocabulary.
Does it work?
Yes, says Melodious. To varying degrees of yes. Still, don't worry. He's back in his sleep mode. He merely got interrupted by some sort of malfunction.
Could that malfunction have been some form of alarm or alert?
I have no idea.
Great. I'm not sleeping.
Well, that is up to you.
I
I'm
go-
turning to bed.
I go back.
Tanar
to
has
the-
already left.
I know. I'm insanely jealous.
Good night. He walks out,
Good night.
closing the door behind him.
Good night.
I lie down and I just keep watching it for a little while.
The cabinet doesn't seem to make any further noise.
Doesn't seem to.
Any of you doing anything, or are you just either... How many of you are sleeping? How many of you are staring at this cabinet?
I'm gonna go back to
I'm going
bed.
to stare at the cabinet
I'm gonna go
for
back to sleep.
another 2 hours and then go back to sleep.
I'm going back to perusing my Book of Shadows.
All right. The rest of the night is without incident. You all are just stirring. Some servants bring in a breakfast. It's basic but filling. Lots of breads, dried meats. Nothing elaborate, but not a bad meal.
Actually, some of the dinosaur bones that we got from our time on the island,
Yeah.
over the course of the rest, I'm going to start working on turning some of those into a quarterstaff.
Okay. The key is going to be trying to shave it down, because are you trying to shave a really long one down enough to hold it?
Basically, I'm just trying to take one of the giant
Try and take a T-Rex femur and...
T-Rex femur and like shave it down until it's a staff.
The problem with that is bones
They're
are hollow.
Yeah. It's gonna be
It'll
bad.
take some careful work, but I imagine it'll take me a while, but I'll work at it.
I actually don't know if that would work.
If I could also
could
take some of the smaller bones and try and link them together.
Yeah. You probably have to find a way to link together smaller
Well,
bones.
You could theoretically. I mean, typically the way any bone item works is that you wrap it around something else.
Well, typically
Or
with
you
bone
find-
items, you're making small,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, or you find something else
and you're
that
using
just uses,
shards
like,
of
the end
bone.
it.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a dinosaur bone, is it large enough that like some shards of it could be large enough for a walking stick or a staff or horse staff?
Potentially. Yeah, it
Oh,
would
yeah,
require...
so split it.
That's going to require
you
some
just
very
have to take an
skillful
axe.
carving, because you're
Yeah.
having to shave it in a way that is not natural for the bone to be shaved.
Fortunate.
I'm
Well,
skilled
you
in
just have to
survival
splinter it.
and hunting tools, so...
This has gone beyond
This is
hunting
probably
tools.
like
This is
carpentry too.
carving.
Yeah,
Like this is ivory carving.
it's scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw's not ivory carving. It's specific to
Whalebone.
It's fishbone.
fishbone. This is not fishbone.
No.
Yeah, you'd need to be proficient with some sort of with ivory carving tools.
Some sort of artisan's tool as opposed to hunting's tool.
Yeah.
I guess. You
Well,
prob-
the thought is in my mind.
you can probably have it commissioned to be done.
Yeah.
Actually, if you just break
Do we
one of
have
the
any
ends,
money?
you could.
I have 15
You could
gold.
split it.
Money?
I think we did have money, but
Yeah.
I don't think.
You all had around about 100 gold.
Okay.
If you don't,
Like
just
30.
write down that you got 100 gold.
I've got each, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember who was in charge of our treasury previously, and I think,
I
all of us have
I think
redone
the
our
paladin
character
had a bunch
sheets.
of it. I had 53 coins of some kind of.
Yeah,
kind
because
of
you bought stuff
denomination.
on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had money, but we don't remember how much or who had it.
Congratulations, you have 100 gold.
Didn't we have a bag of holding at one point too?
I think we each had like 1,000 gold or something.
No.
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 Nice try.
We each had like 1,000 electrum, but
Figured
yeah,
I'd try.
Did somebody have a bag of holding at all?
I don't think so. Not
No.
in this one.
Great.
All right. So regardless, breakfast is there. You have water. And right in the middle of breakfast,
The box.
the door is kicked open violently, and the largest man that you have ever seen walks in.
Well,
He
that
is
seemed
taller than
unnecessary.
all of you.
Okay.
That seemed unnecessary.
Ah!
Hello.
How are you doing?
Another Russian speaking thing.
This would be what was the name?
Dredge Tier.
Would you happen to be Dredge Tier?
Ah, that I am. Dredge Tier. I would say at your service, but to be fair, you're more at mine.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Right. You sure you don't want me to?
He
you sure you don't want me to
walks
just teleport you and your son
in
out of the wall?
and sits down at the table. He takes the large. He pulls together the large seat that was meant to be seated by whoever's commissioning strategy, like the emperor. You're guessing, and grabs a large hunk of food and begins devouring it. He's the biggest man you've ever seen. He's taller than Zachary's character.
Yep.
But he looks human. He doesn't look like a Goliath. He's wearing heavy furs, and he has a mallet of ridiculous proportion on his back. This
Huh.
thing looks like it could be in Warcraft.
So it's Smo.
Yeah.
Where's Ornstein?
Only I got that.
Immediately after he sits down, another person walks in. This time it's a girl. She's not quite as tall as the paladin, but she's close. But rather than being broad as the doorframe, she's athletic, well built, but not broad-shouldered.
There's Ornstein.
And her ears are slightly pointed, not full elven. And her hair is a fiery red. She walks in and sits down at the table across from Dredge Tier. Good morning. Lane Tier, she says, bowing ever so slightly as she sits down, and also begins devouring food in just as a barbaric way as Dredge
Do
Tier.
they look similar enough to be siblings, or does it look different enough to be married?
Well, one of them's human and one of them's not.
With half
So
elves,
not siblings.
With half elves, that literally doesn't matter.
Dredge Tier is way too big to be a half-elf. I mean, he's too big to be a human, too, so you're not sure what's going on.
Again,
He's a baby titan.
he doesn't have to be the half elf of the brother and sister. But I'm assuming not brother and sister.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it's almost impossible to guess his age. Like, you wouldn't guess him as being early 20s.
Oh, so like me.
No. Like, parts of him look like they're older, but physique and other things indicate younger. It's weird. He's got that sort of elf agelessness to him. But he's 100% not an elf.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So hello, how are you? We're good. I guess we are serving as your honor guard for the day.
Yes, says Lane Tier. I apologize. Father doesn't talk while he's eating.
Okay.
You, I believe, were commissioned by that strange voice.
Yes.
I mean, there are lots of strange voices, but probably that one, yes.
The
Yes,
one that goes by Elven.
I.
Oh, sorry.
so that's his name.
You were specifically told last session not to say that name.
Well, I forgot.
Interesting. He's been most mysterious to us. I was curious.
Well, it's out now.
You notice that the moment you said that name, Dredge Tier dropped his food. I'm going to need you to repeat that name one more time.
Elven.
He pulls the hammer off of his back and shatters the table in the center of the room and storms out.
Well, that wasn't really polite.
Lane
or
Tier
anything.
looks after him. guess he's met him. Sorry. And follows after.
Well, I
I'm
guess
really
we're
sorry.
getting out of here
Out of
another
game,
way.
I am really sorry because I forgot. I am really sorry.
I think that was the reason we were told not to mention his name, was because he's got bad blood with.
I forgot.
Actually, matter of fact, yeah, it was specifically mentioned. Don't mention his
Yep.
name to Dredge Tier.
I'm really sorry.
So
It happens.
Sorry.
So I look at the
We're gonna get
I
kicked
look
out of
at
here
the
any
ruined bits
minute.
of table. Well, I guess I'm teleporting us out of here.
Very shortly after, Tanar walks in.
I think
My
we oopsed.
tolerance for that man has decreased tenfold.
He owes you guys a table.
He glares at you.
I'm
I
just
keep
saying.
eating.
It's a motion to
I
the
am
broken
really
table.
sorry, she says to him.
What's done is done. Hopefully, we can convince him to let you back on his side, because we need you to go to his city.
I mean, can we go there on foot?
Getting there is a separate problem entirely from the fact that it is his city.
I mean, does he, like, customs check everyone that comes in?
You've never been to Dredge.
No.
Nope.
Well, I've never been to this continent. None of us have.
He is a lord of dragons. Their gaze alone sees through deceit.
You know, someone else said that before, and it turned out to be a bunch of bullshit. What was his name? Gold guy, really tall.
Oh, I think it was the Emperor.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
The Emperor does not deal with dragons, because he rightfully fears what they can do.
What I'm saying is the whole cease through deceit thing.
In the case of dragons, it is less falsehood than more our nature.
What do we need to do to convince him?
You will have to convince Lane Tier.
Alright.
I will
Seek the father through the daughter.
arrange a meeting.
No one let me speak.
I'll remember that.
I'll make that note.
Learn the silence spell. And cast it at all times.
I will... You're going to have to leave this room. We're going... Well, we were going to have a war meeting here, he says, looking at the shattered table.
Sorry.
I will have to commission a new one.
Oh, hang on. One moment. I put a couple of the pieces back together and cast mending.
There's more than two pieces.
I know, but I keep doing that until it's back together.
Is mending a cantrip?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It is.
It's gonna take you a while. There's shards of, like, it's splintered.
Let's get the
Also,
big pieces.
technically, mending can't. If it's broken into that many pieces, it's
Yeah.
difficult for mending to work on it because it's only a cantrip.
Yeah, it's a little big.
Like mending,
Well,
mending can fix frayed clothing and like
Mending can fix destroyed armor.
snapped bits
Yes,
of armor.
It's going to be.
But
I
you
mean,
you can't even lift this.
Yeah.
This is like a 500
instead
pound
of,
wood
instead
table.
of a table of wood, it's going to look more like macrame. So.
Yeah, you can macrame it back together with mending.
Mending actually cures imperfections as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna have,
Not on to scale.
yeah.
you're just not going to be able to take notes on it.
Right. So let's go out and see the town.
At the very least, we're going to give you the disguises for the honor guard. He snaps his finger and one of the servants walks in. Kira, please arrange for them to be put in the clothes we discussed earlier. She bows and motions for you to follow her silently.
Okay.
I'll follow, but as
Follow.
I follow, I ask, what was his name?
Tanar?
Tanar. I look at Tanar. How do you have our measurements? Did you like measure us in our sleep or something? Because that's kind of creepy.
You haven't seen the clothes yet.
That's fair. Let's go.
Probably.
So,
If it's a solid gold bikini, I'm in.
She takes you down a level and into another room, and it appears to be a large guest quarters. And what looks to be the dead animal, the slaughtered hides of about a dozen animals are scattered around the room.
That's not comforting.
These are your clothes.
Okay.
Fitting.
So we can put it over what we're already wearing?
Yeah, you can put it over what you're wearing.
Okay. That's cool. I have no problem with this. I get a nice...
It's worth noting that what you are wearing was for a warm climate. You are not in a warm climate anymore. It's not cold, but we're talking like Germany temperature.
I've never been to Germany.
It's not like
I have.
the hides aren't like fresh. They're like they've been turned into clothes.
They have been turned into clothes. Cured might not be the right word, but they've been turned into clothes.
Do they smell funny?
I don't think
Funny is a euphemism you could use, yes.
I mean, I don't think this really fits my aesthetic, but
Your tiger will still love you. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
There are no tiger pelts. It looks like it's mostly very fuzzy creatures.
Bears.
Bears, probably.
Oh, good.
we have bears.
How did the bears?
I can just turn invisible and
Just become Surak.
Now,
Wear
to be
no
fair-
less than 3 bears.
Duncan, you don't have to wear these.
Why?
Because your outfit already fits.
Probably.
Um,
That's true.
You notice that the hides are not sewn together into clothings. They are covered in straps and belts to strap together around yourself, which is why they don't need your measurements.
Yep, I'm used to this kind of clothing, considering it's the easiest thing to make.
Yeah, it's definitely
Toga type stuff.
not toga type
Well-
stuff. Definitely worn over armor.
Yeah.
This is clearly meant to be put over.
they're add-ons.
Yeah.
Like
So I don't wear armor.
So,
That's
you
fine.
you can all fashion yourself armor, and since we have not actually discussed what we look like yet, we're going to get to that. How you look in your new outfits. So, how does Terrell look?
She's about medium height, probably like 5'6". She's very slim. She has long red hair, and beyond that, she's Asian, right?
Yeah. And how are you going to look with all of these new clothes on?
I'm not sure.
I mean, are you going to be fashioning? Are you going to
Oh.
bulk out with clothes? Are you going to keep them kind of?
She's.
Are you
not-
going to
she's
wear
gonna
wear as little of it as possible?
Yeah, she's gonna wear as little as possible.
Uh,
In the best sense.
what about you, Faust?
No bad thoughts,
So
Sean.
the image that Faust puts to most people is that of a sort of gargantuan human figure, very pale of skin, long silver hair, and burning red eyes.
But you were told that
Yes.
visage.
Yes, which is sort of, it's the kind of disguise that you would expect a black dragon to wear, like the sort of, I'm not normal, but you can't, but it's obviously,
Yeah.
this is someone powerful. But underneath, which is what he's showing now, because it would be beneficial, is a black scaled dragonborn. He's got very human-ish features, less of the long dragon snout and more of just the angry, strong jawline face covered in scales, and the burning yellow eyes of a black dragonborn. He normally wears like very loose black robes because dragonborn are naturally hot-blooded. So he probably doesn't wear too many of the furs, just enough to cover his shoulders from snow and heavy.
You basically you make a big fur cloak.
Basically, and leave the chest mostly bare.
All right, show off those black dragon scales. What about you, Senstaku?
Sensaku stands at 6 foot even, with sort of shoulder length white hair, and crystal blue eyes, fairly tanned skin. His face seems almost ethereally pretty, and to the level where he looks. Upon looking on his face, you instantly think that he is a kind person, because that is what his divine countenance is kind. which makes him a very easy person to talk to, and makes him able to schmooze easily.
What you're saying is you're a schmoozer.
Yeah, he's a schmoozer. And he wears very light black with sort of white outlining robes, basically, it's a ninja gi, basically.
What are you wearing now?
With figuring go big, go home, whatever, trying to make it as least bulky as possible so that it doesn't hinder his ability to sneak around. So probably like a big, like sort of a fur cape,
Like a mantle.
like a fur mantle, and then bracers and greaves, and something just sort of like at the ends of the form so that it doesn't interfere with the darkness within.
Viking ninja.
Now,
Viking ninja, yeah.
You're gonna come across this bit where your very obvious Acrosian outfit is showing. If it's showing out from the furs, gonna be very jarring, looks wise. So
That's fine.
you're gonna have to figure out something to.
I'm very convincing.
We'll see how that works out for you. And then Duncan, what do you normally look like?
Well, I have this scale mail made of wood and
I killed him and sold him.
was it like amber
Yeah, wooden amber.
tree sap?
Kind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
People would
thrown
consider
together.
believe that.
I know.
So
That's what makes it particularly
i-
frightening.
is one of the skins like from a werebear? Is there a
I can
silver
tell you
bear
this, right,
pelt?
the top one of the best parts.
There is a white wolf pelt.
I mean, it's not, but it can.
Well, I'm gonna need something like a bear.
I mean,
like a
there
dark brown.
there are white. There's white pelts from big animals. There's nothing silver.
Oh, okay. I'll go with brown.
Okay.
I'm gonna go like Kodiak type brown bear style.
Just
Because-
unzip bear, insert Duncan, zip back up.
I specifically
Exactly.
use the white fur, by the way, for my
Okay.
mantle and things because it strikes a really nice
Yeah.
color coordination with the black in the middle and the white on the outside. Yeah, it's really
right.
nice.
All right, that man has style. Clearly not member of.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something a little heavy. You go on the
They
back.
left it to
and-
me.
And the back and the left side, and kind of around the pants area, just kind of hanging like a skirt.
Okay.
It's not on this one. I don't
You're probably
think.
used to wearing skirt-like
Yeah.
bits anyway.
Tight, yeah.
Given the
And I'm
culture.
gonna go, yeah. And I'm just
'Cause you grew up in the-
I'm gonna keep my right arm kind of loose and you know,
Arms naked and all.
well, just on my left side it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna have
Because you
shield
got the
on it
shield.
anyway because I'll just have the
So lots of padding on the left
A
side.
lot of padding on the left side.
Nothing on the right
and
side.
then the back. So I'm just gonna look like a Bear Clan member.
All right, seems legit. And then the paladin will look however the paladin looks when the paladin returns. Tell me how he looks. Sandra spends about 15 minutes trying to touch one of the pelts and
I walk
being
up behind-
generally disgusted, and at the end just pulls her hands back and waves and casts a magical spell, and all of a sudden it looks like she's wearing pelts.
I mean, it's
Oh.
not that
I need to
uncomfortable
put one on
after a
myself.
while.
Is there anything I
Yes.
can wrap around the boots?
Yeah,
Is it like
yeah.
little leggings thing? So I can
Yeah,
put it on the boots
like I
and
said, there's
stuff like
lots
that.
of scraps and stuff
I'll
that
do
have
that.
buckles on
I'll
them.
do that kind of thing too.
Gora's probably also got one.
Yeah. All right, so all appropriately dressed.
I hide my daggers in the bracers rather than on my belt.
I would like to clarify that
Quick draw.
needing to conceal weapons has been removed at this point because
Oh, I know.
the expectation.
It's not concealing them because people don't expect me to be armed. It's concealing them so that they don't see where they're coming from.
All right. When you're done, the servant re-enters the room. I've been told to tell you that Lena will meet you at the Gold Bow tonight.
Do you know where the gold bow is?
Yes, it is in the outer section of the city, outside of the inner wall.
Thank
It is a tavern of...
Ill repute?
I do not wish to speak unpolitely of our visitors and their choice in where they stay.
Speak plain.
What's the servant's name again?
Kira.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, right.
So, I mean, really, just give us a lowdown on what the crowd is like.
We'll find out.
They are people of varied backgrounds that simply
We'll be
desire to make a
fine.
living.
How varied?
Don't pester her.
I just need to know what I'm walking into.
No, don't worry about it. We'll walk into it.
Thank you for letting us know.
Of course, if I can do anything more for you, just let me know.
Alright, of course.
She turns and begins cleaning up the hides in a very disgusted face.
Yes.
So, you have free reign of the city. You have all day. You're not meeting with her till night, so... What do you guys do?
What is there in the city?
This is the city, the foothold the Emperor has here. There's two levels of the city. There's the inner city, which is much smaller, which is where the fortress is, and where all the rich people are. And then there's the outer city, which is where all the not rich people are relegated to, and where all the... We're going to call them indentured servants live.
I just want to wander around and get a feel for the place. Just sort of, see what the people are like.
Because you're dressed poorly, roll me an intimidate check.
Intimidate?
Yes.
Sweet.
You need to look menacing to, you need to make up for your lack of menacing outfit with a menacing appearance.
15.
You're generally not questioned.
I need. What
Also,
kind of-
there's no gather information, is there?
Investigation is one, but I'm
You can either roll me investigation, or are you trying to talk to people?
Yeah,
or
I'm trying to talk to people and just sort of
diplomacy.
Persuasion.
Persuasion, yeah. What are you doing?
how much of a merchant district does this city seem to have?
Massive. This is where all the ships come in and go out.
I need to find an artisan who can turn some of these giant bones into a staff.
Alright, so you're looking for... Roll me either investigation or perception. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take my son. We're gonna go explore.
Investigation.
What are you looking for? Are you just going new
See
city,
what
walking
there
around?
is.
For what there is, yeah.
Yes.
Look at the die.
And what are you doing, Duncan?
I'm gonna go around and look at all the shops and see if there's anything interesting that I can trade and stuff like weapons and things. Actually, I
Alright.
got some stuff to sell.
30.
So, from what you can gather, the city is very divided. It sounds like everybody who lives in the inner district has got some sort of inn and has something to gain by the Emperor being in power.
Mhm.
They're all very loyal to him, and they have a stake in something. They've got a lot of money invested in this city and the Emperor remaining in charge, and they speak very lowly of the commoners and the peasants and the indentured servants.
Okay.
If you go to the outer districts,
I do.
it flips. Basically, the people there are... we've got a background audio buzz, by the way.
Do we?
Is it a bad audio buzz, or is it minor?
Is it a constant audio buzz or not? Would be another question. So we don't know, because we can't hear the audio.
Yeah.
Everyone make sure your mics are on normal, not telly.
It should be in the middle.
Yeah, the middle switch, not the top switch. As Holly breaks everything.
Sorry, it's on the middle.
Yeah, it's on the wall.
Sorry.
Also make sure yours is
Yeah,
also...
I checked.
I'm making breakfast today.
What else? Nothing to do.
like today.
What is everyone?
Background audio buzz. Is it
It's
constant medium strength?
Anything coming up on the board?
It's
that
not
isn't talking?
coming through the board. Which means it's something on the computer's end, because the board goes down.
Is it still there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
said it's
actually, yeah.
constant.
Is it if it's constant, so it's there even when we're not talking, which means it's not coming to the board. So it's nothing with the mics.
It's some sort of compatibility.
It might be a compressor issue on the computer's end.
Do we have a means to fix that immediately?
Potentially, but we have to go on break.
All right. We'll finish this bit up the bit where your information is, and we'll go on break for a minute to get that fixed up.
All right.
Okay. So you are meandering throughout this, outer district.
Still there.
The
when we're
people
not talking,
there.
we're good.
There are a few people who are blindly devoted to the Emperor. There's also a lot of people who. What's sense motive?
Insight.
Insight. Roll me insight.
16.
Most people are faking it. Like, they're terrified of the Emperor, but, like, it's not... When you were in Acrotia, people were terrified of the Emperor, but in a reverent, oh my goodness, this man is God sort of way. They're terrified of the Emperor in a, he could kill me right now, and I've done nothing wrong.
Really quick, everybody switch your mics to telly. And see if that... Yeah, just all the way to the top, and just see if that it fixes it, because it said it messed with when we were changing with it. All the way to the top. Does that change? Just let us know if that changes anything before we go on break.
And the people out here are not living the good life. They're essentially slaves. And you find that out here, everyone in the inner circle is from Acrotia. A lot of the natives of Accordia are relegated to out here. And among other things, you meet a new kind of elf. Elves that do not have dark skin. They have pale skin and fair hair, and do not seem to want to kill you and harvest your organs for dark rituals. Which
It's a bonus.
I mean, that's nice, yeah.
yeah. So, always a plus side there. But yeah, they don't seem too keen on what's happened, but they're too terrified to do anything about it. Occasionally you'll hear whispers of, hey, maybe we could do something if we got rid of the Emperor, but it's always immediately removed. People shut up the moment that anyone could be in hearing range of it. There's no, do you hear the people sing?
Just adjusted the audio volume. Let us know if that fixed it. I think I know what the problem is.
Okay.
So basically, people are downtrodden. They would like it if the Emperor wasn't there, but they don't have.
They're too scared to do anything
about it.
Yeah.
On the outside, and on the inside, everyone's profiting from the Emperor. So
Yeah.
got it. Basically the same thing. That's fine, Auntie. Don't worry about it. When it comes to technical issues, please let us know. Those of you watching, even if it disrupts the flow, that's fine. These are new mics, so we need to fix problems if they
Audio
show up.
problems are more destructive.
Yes. Hearing a constant loud buzzing sound is worse than interrupting us.
Has it been fixed, or?
Waiting to find out. Hopefully it has, or at least it's been better. Fixed,
right.
Can't hear anymore?
Awesome.
Fixed it. It was the compressor.
We got there.
Okay.
All right, William. Yes, you find somebody.
Yeah, the natural 20 makes it 23.
You find a shop that is somebody whose exotic bone carvings. It is in the outer quarters. It is not in the inner quarters.
Good. So I enter.
You see a halfling. Unlike the halflings on the island, though, this is a light-skinned halfling with curly hair, and he is carving something. He's carving a small bone into a wolf's head. Oh, good morning. Greetings and welcome. What can I do for you?
Sort of sling the massive bone off of my shoulder.
Where did that come from?
A great beast from a distant land.
He's immediately begins tapping on it with small tools. This would be hard to cut, but imagine what I could do with it. Are you looking to sell? He says, intrigued.
I have some more, but I was looking to have this one carved into a staff.
Bone staff? Novel concept. I've never had a bone large enough to do something like that. Staff for a man of your size. I suppose it could be done. It'd be very difficult. It takes quite some time to to stop a lot of other projects. If you made it worth my while, though.
What price would you ask? Or perhaps I could pay you in more material.
Well, I'm a very skilled artisan, as I'm sure you've noticed, he says, pointing around at the items here, and the only one who works with bone in the area, so normally for something this delicate it would take me a full week to carve. I would have to charge at least 3 gold, but I could take a gold off if you have more bones.
I pull some of the smaller but still like very large bones.
Yeah,
from my
I mean,
bag.
you know, he begins looking over.
I am a skilled hand at the hunt, and I could perhaps next time I am through bring more bones from my kills.
Well then, 2 gold, but it will take some time.
I'm sure I will return to the city.
If you want to include an extra gold, I could, of course, add any engravings of the like you want on it.
I put 3 gold on the table.
What would you like engraved?
I sort of very carefully go down the line of nothing innately arcane, but the sort of the framework for a ritual that is a contact. Mostly, it's sort of making it not only a quarterstaff but also a focus for my connection to Grimgaw.
Yeah, he doesn't recognize what it is and just thinks it's pretty patterns. Perfect. I will have this ready for you in a week.
Perfect.
He begins taking all the bones back. It takes him a while because he's barely 3 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
But he begins working. Anything else while you're here?
That's all I needed.
All right, Torel, you're exploring. What?
R-L.
Tarel. What are you doing exploring?
Tar elf?
I'll hit you. I'm taking my son out.
You staying
looking
mostly in
for
the inner
anything
district? You gonna venture out of the outer
looking for
We're
district?
gonna
Disneyland.
start in the inner district.
All
They're
right.
looking for Disneyland.
Looking for Disneyland.
Roll me
yes.
insight.
14.
All right. People in the inner district.
Oh, 16.
People in
sorry.
the inner district give you dirty looks for what you're wearing.
I give them dirtier looks.
Roll me
Don't mess with
intimidate.
me.
And you are a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh.
Doesn't matter what you rolled.
you are. Oh, you add 9 to that.
15.
They give you dirty looks and then give you a wide berth.
Mess with me, they can mess with me.
The inner level is very much it's the style you're used to growing up in. There's some variations on it from where you grew up. You can tell that there's elements of the native structure that have been brought in, but for the most part, it's very whites, blacks, and reds. They've used a lot of bamboo in the construction. Very ornate. A lot of characters. The
Double your proficiency bonus to these.
Oh.
and characters drawn in the style you're used to,
That would be 11.
and the continuing sun motif is on a lot of things, and there is a large temple to the emperor. You can tell because of the emblem of the world wearing a gold crown.
Walk right past that.
Okay. There's some high-end entertainment places up here, but the way that people are behaving around you, they probably wouldn't treat you super great.
What sort of entertainment places?
Oh, there's a music hall where there's literally just always music going on. There's a theater. There are restaurants. You notice a lot of the people up here don't... Like, it's the middle of the day, and none of them appear to be working. And you'll notice
They're all investment bankers.
with your insight check, It looks like the people who are doing work up here don't live up here, from the way they're dressed.
I'm gonna go to the music hall.
All right. You walk in. It is a very dark room. There's a single candle lit in the center of a group of musicians. There are 3 of them. One is playing a set of drums. One is playing a bamboo flute, and one of them is playing a zither.
Is that the Chinese
Harp.
Oh, yeah, I play that. Right.
They're playing well. Actually, they're having an off day.
Sucks for them.
Like, there's not a lot of people here.
All right. She's gonna walk up there, and
There are you'll notice that for every instrument there's a spare, except for the drums. There's a spare zither and there's a spare flute.
perfect. She's gonna walk up and grab the spare. What is it?
Zither.
Yeah, zither.
Are you going to try to slip in there when no? Well, there's not a lot of light. Are you just gonna go up there?
I'm just gonna
roll
go up there.
intimidate.
Coming through, playing your instrument better than you.
20.
There are some people who see you. They'll stop you. They look like they were considering it briefly, but they don't. Roll me a performance check.
Just performance?
Performance.
Because that's going to be awesome.
25.
25.
Roll me another intimidate check.
Intimidate them with your performance.
Wow. If they
That's
could
a
roll higher than a
16.
3.
Keep
So
rolling
the
dice
other
to watch.
girl playing the zither looks at you angrily, and then you look back, and then she just walks. She just stands up and leaves. Nope, she's not even going to play that game. In the meantime, your son, not quite understanding what happens at a proper music hall, begins dancing.
Oh dear.
He gets some scornful looks. Would you like to roll another intimidate check?
Yes.
You are the best at intimidation, so...
Ooh, they rolled well this time.
Well,
Still a 20.
20.
Doesn't matter, they rolled well. A few of them start to look at him, but they don't do anything, and you'll notice that there are a couple other children, and they go up and they begin dancing, and
Good.
no one stops them.
Everyone's losing control.
So there you go. You're having a grand old time, and no one's
Sowing
going to stop you.
chaos in the city.
All right, Duncan.
I'm just gonna go walk around the shops and see if anybody's interested in buying some used weapons and things.
I'm gonna go
Like,
be a market reseller.
Hand axes and
Where
swords.
are you trying to sell? Are you trying upper city or?
I'm gonna go to the uppers first and see what they do.
All right,
do to me.
you find a blacksmith pretty easily, or a weaponsmith.
Yeah,
You walk in, your stuff is garbage compared to this.
yeah, I know.
Okay, you walk up. The man,
Would you be interested in any of this
the man, a short, fat man who clearly is not responsible for making any of these weapons, looks down at you as best he can while still looking up at you.
stuff? Right.
Eyes up, eyes down the nose, but up.
Yes.
Pardon me, sir.
Can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if you'd interested in any of these pieces.
The most well-spoken half-orc in existence.
Just a few hand axes and short swords. Just
Graza
to
was well
see if
spoken. She was
he's-
just aggressive about it.
Orcs aren't uneducated in this world.
no,
They're
it's
just
I know.
It's intimidating.
They're just
He looks at
I'm just bigger than he is.
the stuff. Where did you got a lot of these from the island, right?
Yes.
They're made of bone and wood.
Yeah. Aren't they interesting? They're collector's items.
You really
roll that persuasion check
sure
Or that
roll
deception roll.
persuasion
or that
They're
deception
at
roll.
Right.
disadvantage.
At disadvantage, even.
Yes.
I'm rolling for my curiosity as to how well I would do.
4.
26.
He rolled poorly, but it didn't matter. Then perhaps you should find a collector and not a weaponsmith.
Oh, okay. Bye. I just walk out.
He begins sweeping the floor behind you as you leave.
Pardon me, I have these collection of rotten bones and twigs. Would you like to buy them off me?
All right, where are you going next?
Actually, okay.
Do you have a bad idea?
No, yeah,
I really
bad
hope
idea.
you do.
Okay, I'm gonna go into another shop.
It's the worst idea.
Which shop?
Another shop. I'm gonna put this little goblin hat on, and I'm gonna go in.
Are you wearing the red cap's cap?
And do the same thing.
The red cap you got from the goblin?
He's wearing the red cap's red cap.
The red cap.
Okay, what store are you going into?
One of the is another armory shop. If there's one around.
This is the only armory up here.
Oh, okay.
They all have an in with the Emperor. There's no redundancy. It's a
I see.
Monopoly
Everybody
style.
it's Monopoly.
Every store has a monopoly in the inner circle.
I see.
There's no competition.
Don't worry, we'll fix that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is there?
Because I mean, they're gonna have a
is
lot of
there
competition when
separate
their
shop for
buildings
arms
get burned
and
down.
armor.
No,
No, they're both.
I'm sorry.
because the man clearly doesn't make any of it. He just sells it.
All right. I'm gonna go to the jeweler.
Oh.
There's a very, very fine jeweler.
Fine jeweler. Okay.
Um,
I have 2 diamonds.
I love, by the way,
You are
Austin's
Would you
look.
include
The look on
Walk
Austin's
in.
face every time Stan says something.
You're stopped at the door by a guard.
Okay.
Excuse me. We don't allow heathens.
Heathens?
All my friends are heathens. Take it slow.
Wait for them to ask you who you know.
They don't know this guy.
No.
No, I was just wondering if you'd be interested in obtaining a couple of diamonds.
Whatever dirty rocks you found, if you could please turn around and take the stench of them that way.
All right then. I spit on his foot and take off.
All right.
Oh, Duncan.
Later, as we bail him out of jail.
I've already broken 2 of you out of jail. I'm not going for 3.
So let's.
I run.
Do you
I mean,
want
I'm
him?
running. Yeah.
Do you want to try to stop him from? Do you want to try to stop him from picking a fight with you or not?
From him? Picking a fight from me?
Yeah.
I just spit on his foot and take off like a little kid.
What's He rolled wisdom. Oh, he rolled really well. Okay.
He knows better than to start a fight.
Yeah.
I'm
He.
gone.
You can hear the profanity in his eyes. But
Synesthesia, man. It's a hell of a thing.
yes, you
Okay.
you run away.
I'm going to go to the other side of the tracks.
Good, because you were not going to have a choice about that in a moment.
I know.
All right, what are you going to do in the outer circle, aside from never go back inside the inner circle?
Pretty much, yeah. That's all I wanted to do.
You just wanted to piss off random guards.
Let me roll a die real quick. No, I need a percentile die. Oh, that bodes well.
You just roll a d20 10 times, not altogether.
Except
That
I give
doesn't
you a
work.
minimum of 10.
It also skews your results towards the average.
I was making a joke.
All right. What are you doing now, Father?
Okay, I can get out of there. Okay, I'm just going to go see if there's any kind of weapons sales places in the lower
There's
attic.
several. There's blacksmiths. There's Bowyers and Fletchers. There's somebody who sells weapons made out of bones and wood because, again, Bronze Age.
Right.
That's kind of the mainstay.
Right. Okay, I'll go in there first. And see
There is a rough-looking, but not in a bad way. Just rough-looking, like this man works for a living and is haggard. Standing there, he's 5 o'clock shadow. The whole works. What can I do for you?
just wanted to get rid of some weight here. I've got all these things in my pack, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in any of them.
All right.
to start with.
Let me take a look at what you got.
Hand axes and
He begins going through it. This is some fine quality work. He picks up one of the hand axes. Let me tell you, this flint's been carved perfectly. It's almost impossible to get it to be smooth like that, the way it chips. Where'd you get this from?
the last island I was at.
Oh, that would explain it. This is goblin work.
Yep.
Can't get stuff like that around here. People pay a premium for something like this. How many do you have?
I got 6 hand axes and 6 short swords.
I mean, I can take these off your hand for a silver apiece.
Sure.
He didn't pay anything for them, so.
Yeah.
Free
Exactly.
money is
Exactly.
free money.
I mean, I was carrying too much stuff with me.
I'm a curator of fine artifacts that my enemies drop after I kill them.
Yeah, he takes it and drops 12 silver in your hand.
Okay.
And then proceeds to admire them for a moment before happily hanging them up.
Fine.
Yep.
We both made money today.
And anything else you guys are doing before you meet in the evening?
I was gonna meet back up. I was gonna try to wrangle everybody back up a little bit earlier than our estimated meeting time. So
Before we meet, I'm gonna see if either Melodius or Tanar can watch Kai for a little bit, because I don't want to take him where we're going.
When you go back in, you're met by the servant Kira, and she can take him.
Okay.
It seems like this servant is on the up and up and knows a lot more than she lets on.
Does she have long red hair?
No,
No.
she has black hair.
Okay, just wondering.
I actually want to see if I can spot any of Dredgetier's actual honor guard wandering the sea.
You find a dragon. It's on the out. It's sitting on the outskirts of city, and no one's getting near it. This is not. So you're used to. Pardon, the lung dragons. This looks more like a lion than a serpent. It's massive. It's red. It's mean looking.
It has wings.
It has massive wings.
Yeah.
Next to it is a pair of smaller dragons, one white and one silver.
No humanoid guards.
No. There is also, if you walk by the inn where you know they were staying, the largest wolf you have ever seen in your life. It is shock white.
Potent companions.
This thing is probably tail to muzzle 10 feet long. It is not natural.
Every moment I spend watching his retinue, I appreciate this man more.
So, alright. Anything else?
That's it.
Alright, we're going to take a brief break so we can see if we can address those audio problems and then return.
Hello, everybody watching there on our break. This is a test. Please let me know if you hear that buzzing sound still. No buzzing? Good news. Thank you very much. Hey, we're back. There shouldn't be any buzzing sound now. What it was the with the old mics, because the old mics sucked. I had to turn the gain up in OBS. I've turned that down now. That's what was causing the buzzing. That's why it wasn't coming through the board. It was coming through the computer.
What we're saying is we had a jank solution for a jank setup. Now that we don't have a jank setup, or a slightly less jank setup,
Slightly less
jank
slightly less jank solution. Exactly.
We still have a computer that has the front of a separate computer attached to it to turn on, but that's an entirely separate story.
That's more character than anything else.
Yes, it's a lovable quirk.
Sure, we can call it that.
So where are you gathering before you meet up with Lane Tier?
Back at... I would try to gather everybody up in sort of a quiet place, either side alley or back where we're staying or whatever.
Well, she just dropped her
Let's go to
son
the
off
back alley.
at,
Yeah.
you know,
You can probably
medieval
catch them all
daycare.
back at the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here.
So, before we go to the meeting, just really quick, bits of information I found around the city. So it seems like the Emperor is doing his thing here too. The inner city is where the rich get richer, and the outer city is where the poor get shit on.
Yep.
It's pretty. The folks here are pretty rife with dissent and no love for the Emperor, at least outside in the outer city. But they're too whipped to do anything about it, much like back home. So
No, back home, everybody was mindlessly devoted to the Emperor.
Except for the islands where you were from.
Yeah, the islands,
Except,
and they weren't afraid of anything. They were actually kind of foolishly brave.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So they're afraid of him, but they don't like him. Really, the only people that like him are the people that make him money. It seems like lots of people in the upper city have either a monopoly on something or they have an in with how they get their product.
You also noticed that there was a lot less treating him like a deity. There were no temples to him in the lower city.
Yeah, no, nobody outside the rich district worship him, and I get the feeling that people in the rich district only worship him because he provides coin. So we got a couple of ways we can sow dissent and rebellion.
Business.
Yeah, we can either attack the business or inspire the masses, or both. But for now, just sort of bear in mind as you guys are moving about.
That is a strategy for when you return.
Yeah, and to think about as we travel, because if we find other places where people are more likely to be inspired to fight, then we have more allies. And as a note, if we have allies at all in this city, it's in the outer city, not in the inner city currently. So, that was my recon report. Did anybody else learn anything interesting?
Pretty much the same thing.
Bretchtier has come here with a trio of dragons and one particularly large canine as his guards. He has, from what I can tell, no humanoids on his retinue here in the city.
I may have forgotten to mention the wolf, Shock White.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yukiba will either love or hate him. We'll find out.
I showed up some musicians.
That was good. Congratulations. Did you get any money?
No, did I get any money?
No.
They're not from upper.
No, it's not these musicians are paid by the music hall, not by the people
No.
who go.
Not like a busking situation.
That would
But
be
I
lower
got some
city.
satisfaction.
Well, I mean, satisfaction's always good. I try to get wherever I can. Anyways, so yeah, if that's all we got, then shall we adjourn to our slightly less ill-tempered daughter of a slightly more ill-tempered man?
All right. So you all meet up at the Golden Bow.
Or head there, yeah.
There is a sign, and it's been broken in half. But one half of it does indeed show a bow that has been painted in a crude yellow that could vaguely resemble gold.
We're talking golden bow as in archery or golden bow as in tops of trees?
No, like archery.
Or golden bow as in hair
Hair
bow.
tie.
Yeah.
Archery. Okay.
And
I wonder whose bow is gold.
you can
And
smell the
why?
tavern about the same time you can see it.
I think we found the gold. All right.
Yeah. That's the back alley.
There's a stable with strange creatures in it with long noses and
More of
manes.
those. We saw those last
horsey
time.
things.
The horses, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How
We've seen
fun.
them.
They're all over the place around here.
You know, they don't ride nearly enough cats here. I've noticed this.
I don't think they have the cats to ride.
That seems.
Are
like,
you riding Yukiba, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Might as well. If I'm wearing this fur,
Oh, yeah, no.
Yukiba matches.
She does. So, are you gonna enter the inn on Yukiba, or are you gonna stable her first?
I'm going to enter the inn on Yukiba. First
Excellent.
impressions are
Roll
important.
me a charisma check to look fabulous.
Do I get my proficiency with it?
No, this is just raw charisma.
Roll.
You just want to look fab.
20.
You are fabulous. You all enter. The inside looks like it is just recovering from a bar fight.
Oh, shucks, I missed it.
But there's enough dried blood that you're not sure if they didn't bother cleaning up after one last night, or if they routinely don't clean up after them.
Duncan, did you come here earlier?
No, I wasn't here. I missed this one.
Okay. Just making sure.
There is Lane Tier sitting at a table that is completely whole and is nothing out of place around her in the center.
I look over at...
As you walk in, you see a drunk man walk up. Hey, pretty lady, and then promptly fall unconscious as she backhands him with enough force to knock him 5 feet backwards. Doesn't even look at him, just like swats him like a fly.
Seems legit.
I see who won the bar fight as I approach the table.
As I approach the table, I look over at whatever constitutes for a barkeep. Hey, do you guys stable tigers? As I'm still riding on Yukiba.
What's a tiger?
The thing that I'm riding on.
This thing.
Sure, why not? You got money, I'll stable anything. I'll even stable your wife if you got one.
I don't.
I look over it.
How much?
How much you give me for it, eh?
I mean, I could give you a charming smile and a story.
10 copper.
I think that works here.
I will fish out a silver and toss it to him.
Ooh. He catches it. Well, glad that worked. Usually they argue with me. Alright, lucky rich people. What do you want to drink?
I'll let my companions order what they like.
Lane Tier looks at you. If you have any discernment, I would not recommend drinking anything he serves.
That's why I didn't order. And I get off the tiger. Be careful with her. She has a diamond for a paw and will kill you if you treat her poorly.
Oh, so it is your wife.
How'd you guess?
He takes her out back. You suspect he does not have a separate stable boy.
That's fine. If I hear somebody being gored, I know he treated her badly.
So,
I see you've made yourself at home here.
oh, the downfall, father says, of good looks is that you have to learn how to defend yourself.
I find that to be true often as well.
Whatever you say, sweetie.
Hey,
So,
I'm fine being one of the two prettiest people in the room.
I heard that you really do need father's help. I'm assuming that none of you are actually aware of who this Elrin figure is.
No, we've never met him before.
Only faintly.
Well, that will go a long way in convincing father. By the way, she says, looking at Duncan, I appreciate your style and complete lack of respect for your superiors.
Yes, well.
It's very useful. He
whatever
likes to kick people in the
superior
head.
means.
Yes, around here, it means that you've got your head shoved so far up your own butt that you can't see anything around you.
Yeah.
And you don't seem to take anything from anyone.
No.
Good. Well, why should I help you?
Well, for start, our job is to end the Emperor. And
Yes,
prevent him from burning this world to ash.
Oh, did they not tell you that part?
You mean not metaphorically?
Quite literally.
No.
No, quite literally. He and his dark elven allies have siphoned enough power to burn the world, and want to use it.
Siphoned power from what?
Ancient beast, size of a mountain.
Very ancient beast to the north, being held asleep by the power.
isn't north.
It's to the
Sorry,
east.
east. Sorry. I keep thinking the islands are north.
West.
West. Okay.
You're
West.
in the east.
We're in the east.
To the west.
Directionally
Held,
valley.
held underneath a mountain by power of a demigod, I believe is the closest term to describe her.
Saint. Same thing I am, just older.
A Deodatus, to be specific.
The Deodatus.
Well. So. How am I to help you then?
We need to get to your city. Safely. Without being accosted for entry.
Or get back in your dad's good graces. Whichever's easier.
One leads to the other.
One does not get into the city without being in Father's favor.
Sounds good to me.
How the number of people get in is beyond me, but Father has his opinions of people. They are not easily changed.
So what is it that he doesn't like about this?
I have no idea, to be honest. I've never heard the name before myself.
Probably how annoying he is.
If I had to guess, one of his pranks was...
Has your father been missing socks recently?
I beg your pardon.
It's his thing. He takes socks. I think it's weird too.
She just sort of looks at you.
Does
Does she know what a sock is?
I wish he was lying.
I wish I was lying.
I'm unsure what to make of that.
Neither are most people.
Indeed. Well, maturity not topping the list. I'm sure that he has some quality that irks Father. There are several that do.
For one, he seems to be consummately elusive. No one seems to be able to track him or prevent him from getting anywhere he wishes to go.
I like how we were told not to say his name, but now we're just spilling all the details we have.
Well, you already
Well-
you already miffed that one up,
You've
so.
already said
I
the name.
messed it
That's
up.
fair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So now we have to give everything we can.
Intriguing.
But, him aside, what can we do to get back into your father's good graces? If we need to prove our capability, I'm sure we can. We've given the Emperor a run for his money twice now, going on 3. Toppled an empire, stopped people from awakening an ancient being of utter destruction, crossed the ocean on a ship made of kneecaps.
She continues to give you that odd look.
Survived a forest full of werewolves.
At the moment, he hasn't
Brought
told
peace.
a single lie.
Brought peace between werewolves and the other people of the forest. United dragons and titans against the Emperor to fight and tear down a giant demon that was protecting his city. Killed a few demons ourselves. Met with dwarves. We've done a lot of stuff, and if we really need to impress your dad, we can probably find something interesting.
So what would help?
Well, I'm going to recommend that you, for lack of a better word, take my father's mount out for a joyride.
Cool. Let's do that.
If
You are already intriguing me. Please elaborate.
You see, dragons are not simply beasts to be tamed. They have a unique form of intelligence,
I am aware.
and they are incredibly good judges of character. If you survive a ride on Draco, well, my father will have to accept you.
Is this a collective thing or just one of us?
Well, there's 2 of the dragons, so at least 3 of you.
Sounds good. What do you say, Faust? Want to go for a ride?
Let's go.
I am interested.
game.
I am interested in speaking with my kin.
Well, I recommend you wait till there's sleep around midnight. If you have any questions, I have brought the foremost dragon tamer in all of Dredge with me.
Yourself.
No. No, I prefer the less winged creatures.
Is it your wolf outside?
Indeed, that is her.
You have good taste.
But, Argus, she says, you don't see from where, but a halfling appears at the table.
Under the table?
Don't think he was under the table.
Well, I mean, is he?
Oh, no, he's...
He's a head above the table, and that's about it.
No, he's under 3 feet tall.
Okay.
He pops up on a seat. Come on.
He's got flaming red hair and a mad look on his face.
That's a familiar look.
Simon.
Argus, actually.
Oh.
So, you want to know about dragons, do you? Well, I happen to be the foremost authority on dragons in all Accordia. Or Gallimore, really. But your people call it Accordia long enough and we take it.
I think I prefer the former name.
I mean, Accordia does have kind of a ring to it, and there's so many puns you can make off of it.
No.
So,
That's why you prefer Gallimore.
what can I do for you?
How do we ride a dragon?
Hold on really tight.
Sounds good
I
to
can
me.
do that.
And I recommend fireproof undergarments.
Do they explode?
No. Do be aware, of course, that only the red one breathes fire. The other two breathe cold.
Okay.
So bundle up warmly.
I'm pretty
No.
warm.
The white one, she's the smallest of the lot, really. Sweet thing. Very, very, well, very nice. Unless she's hungry. So, as long as she's well fed, she'll let you do pretty much anything you want with her.
How much do they eat?
More than they look like they do, and that's a lot. Now, the silver one is a bit of a vigilante, has an overactive sense of justice, won't do anything at all if he disagrees, but he can be coaxed into things rather well. Also not great at determining if you're lying or not, at least not by the standards of silver dragons.
That one's yours, Faust.
The red one, well... a tight grip and a lot of prayer.
I can handle that. I'm the strongest one, I mean.
There's a reason he's named after the Lord of Dragons.
Sure.
Biggest specimen I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I'm good at the prayer thing. I pray to myself.
Oh, okay, well, you know. Don't we all?
Dear me, please grant me food. Oh, look, food! I'm so good to me.
Then lightning strikes.
More accurate to say you pray through yourself
How
to the Creator.
how many of those on this continent speak their tongue?
Everyone in Dredge.
Good.
And, of course, all the halflings do. The halflings and dragons have been allies since the beginning of the world.
In Draconic, then, I say, then we have better chances than expected.
Be careful that doesn't take you off as pretentious. Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop, go to sleep. Night doesn't come if you're awake.
I don't sleep.
Night doesn't come.
Then how does it
Also-
figure to be night?
We're in a pub.
Also, it's already night.
No, it's
No.
twilight.
Late. Yeah, whatever.
It's like dinner time. Yes, they have rooms. Well, 2. And we're using 1. You'll all fit in 1 room.
Okay, sure.
Yes, you're still here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep here.
Fine. Neither am I. He walks out.
Sounds good.
You gonna sleep at the stable?
I apologize. He's really much better at working with animals than people.
He has the look of one.
Of what, a mad halfling?
One who is at home with the beasts.
Yes, ignore his suggestions. Merely arrive. I'm sure you've seen where the dragons are. They're hard to miss.
I've seen them.
He did mention, of course, the temperament of the white dragon. She tends to get hungry close to midnight.
What does she eat?
A whole beast.
Probably a
Anything.
bunch.
So,
We have some.
Is there cattle or other
We
large
have-
beasts in this region?
We have spare rations from Yukiba.
That will not be enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got that dried dinosaur
A
meat.
dragon of that size would eat all of your rations and your tiger before being full. If even
It's
then.
the remains of a dinosaur.
Yeah, I've got like
you've been eating off of it for 2 months.
That's fair. That's fair.
55 days, 3, 6. It's about gone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean we can go. We
Yep.
can go acquire a cow.
At this point, Lane Tier stands and walks off.
I
As,
wave.
as she was about to leave, she turned and said, "Father will be back soon. I recommend you're not here when he gets back."
Yeah, let's get out.
Get it.
Let's go find a cow
Let's go. Yeah.
or 3.
2 at least.
I leave.
Yeah.
I hope the
Yeah,
rest of
I
you
leave.
do.
Let's go.
Let's head out.
Get on Yukiba
So, where are you guys going?
to find a cow.
I need to find some kind of large beast.
All right. You going to find some farmer's cattle, or are you going out to find something?
Is there a forest nearby that we can get to?
Yeah, I would...
Yeah,
I don't know
you
if we
you
just
can get
buy- We
to.
could just buy some.
Once you're in the outer city, it's already a little bit overgrown, and there's a whole if you don't take one of the 2 main roads out, there's a south road, and there's a northeast road. If you don't take one of those 2 roads, you can real quick get into some wild terrain.
Yeah, rather than stealing some farmer's cow and
Well, I was
having
thinking of
them
buying it or
blame it
something,
on
but-
the
Let's
dragons,
hunt.
let's
Yeah,
go
to
hunt.
That's fine.
A beast such as a white dragon. A hunter. Would much more respect prey that you have caught with your own hands.
True.
So what are you going to hunt? Where are you going to hunt? There are
Into the
it's,
forest.
rocky to the southeast and the east, and if you go straight north, it's more wooded.
You're not going to see as many big critters in the rocky parts.
Well, I
That's gonna
mean,
be-
goats can get pretty big.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to bears,
I'm gonna go into the woods,
the woods is going to have bigger things like deer and stuff.
and I'm riding on Yukiba, so I'm gonna have her track.
All right. So,
I will be hunting using my wanderer feat. Or wanderer
what does that let you do?
background ability. I can find food for myself and up to 5 people, it was presuming that the area has it.
All right, everybody can roll me investigate checks. Torel, you're the only
Survival?
one who's not used to this sort of thing, or survival. Torel, since you're the only one who doesn't typically hunt, you get penalty.
No. Okay.
Disadvantage. You roll 2 dice and take the lower. Or roll it twice and take the lower.
I do need to roll for Yukiba as well.
No. You're using Yukiba.
Okay,
Survival for me is 21.
18.
10. I'm just walking around, following these guys.
Super.
If I
5.
See, if I see it, I'll beat it.
So, Faust is the quickest to find tracks of a not-so-subtle, massive beast. You've never encountered tracks like this before, but it's to a large creature, so.
I'll track him down.
All right. It's not hard. Are you guys going to follow it stealthily, or
I would
not
like to be
stealth?
quiet.
I am, and I'm going to
I'll stay
spend.
back.
I'm going to
Okay.
cast greater invisibility with fit with one of my 5th level spell slots to make myself and Yukiba invisible.
All right. Rest
I'll
of
just
you.
follow him at a distance.
All right, so everybody roll me stealth. If you're staying further back, you'll get advantage on the roll, but you're not as close, obviously.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't work. Great Invisibility doesn't let me increase target. So I'm going to have Yukiba stalk on her own, and I'm gonna have her be invisible, and then I'm going to just stealth normally.
Okay.
So because my stealth score is better than hers.
What do we got stealth wise?
28.
10.
24.
18.
And that was with advantage.
Yeah. Pretty
All right.
critical.
Oh, we had
I just-
advantage.
No,
I
he did
I
because
do.
he was staying
'Cause
back.
I'm staying
Oh, okay.
way back.
Okay.
I just, as long as he stays in sight, I'm staying back.
So-
far enough to- so, but
You're
if he
going
charges
down.
me, you guys can kill it.
And you see a creature that's the size of about an elephant with a giant, what looks to be a fin on its back made out of a hard bony structure, and otherwise it's very, it looks like a fish with legs but made out of rock,
Yeah. Got it.
and it's about the size of a small elephant.
Just looking at it, can I determine if it's an elemental or a beast or make a nature check?
Roll nature with disadvantage because you've never seen this before.
I'm just sort of like looking for the
Yeah.
the commonality cues that would indicate these kinds of
Yeah,
things.
I'll roll that. 16 or 15. So with a 15, that makes it
8 or 9. Take your pick.
You got no clue.
18.
This is a natural creature.
Okay.
So with no idea, I'm going
a land
to.
As you approach,
I cast Greater Invisibility.
Duncan doesn't just step on a twig. Duncan
Stumbles over a twig.
Duncan
Knock the tree
almost steps on a tree and catches himself on a rotting tree, puts his hand through it, and it collapses and
Make noise.
knocks over a nearby tree. Let's roll some initiative.
That's better.
Well, he'll see me first, so on
Okay.
his way by, you guys get a shot.
All right.
Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't be able to go by.
All right, what everybody get?
22.
16.
9.
17.
I'm not rolling well tonight.
All right. So, you got what? 21?
22.
22? You go first. What do you
So
wanna do?
Yukiba becomes visible wherever she has hidden herself as I cast Hold Monster on it. I need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right. Converting. Yeah, no.
So, all right, kill it quick.
All right. William.
So while it's held, I just kind of begin to circle around to in front of it so that I'm staring it in the face, and he just kind of, there's this air of magic is just and his laughter is a vicious mockery cantrip.
Does that affect creatures
Yes.
with animalistic intelligence?
Anything that can perceive. It's a wisdom saving throw, not an intelligence one.
It does not care.
Really?
Really.
Natural 20 wisdom save.
What's the DC for the wisdom save?
18.
Yeah, no, it doesn't care.
Okay.
It wasn't a 20. It's close.
The next
All right. And Father.
How far am I away from it? I mean, am I within running,
With-
charging, and smacking distance?
No, you'd have to sprint to just catch up.
oh,
this
catch
round.
up?
Don't
So-
you have a javelin?
No, I guess spear, but I mean,
You can throw a spear and retrieve it later.
yeah, I'm just gonna run.
Yeah. So you sprint so you can get into combat next
Yeah,
round.
get in. Okay.
Holly.
I gonna do a thing.
Does it get wisdom saving throws on each of its rounds to break out?
At the end of its turn.
At the end of each of its turns.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
I am going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
All right. It doesn't. Does it make a saving throw for that one?
It's paralyzed, so it can't make a dexterity saving throw.
Correct. Okay. So it takes 44 damage.
Yeah, it does. Cloud Daggers is a dexterity save, but because it's paralyzed, it can't.
Yeah.
do
I
anything.
forgot that entirely.
Hold Monster is much better than it used to be.
No, it was always that good.
I thought previously you couldn't attack it or it would break.
No, you could. It worked the exact same.
Okay,
What's the DC it needs to make?
17.
11.
That look, dear viewer, means it didn't make it.
Or even get close.
So it takes 11 points of damage from the Cloud Dagger.
All right, next round.
My turn again.
John.
So while still concentrating, because it's a concentration spell, I'm going to...
Yeah, Vicious Mockery, they need to be able to hear me. They don't need to be able to understand me.
Cool.
I'm going to move up to it. If I'm not close enough, I'll bonus act.
Actually, everybody prep your actions and roll your dice. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I am moving up to it, and I'm going to inflict massive amounts of wounds on it.
If it's still alive by that point, I will kill it with Shocking Grasp.
Just, sorry, big guy.
Well, it's rocky things.
Doesn't matter. Necrotic damage.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what.
I basically
hard it's gonna be
open up every wound it has ever had.
Unhealing.
I unheal it. Melee spell attack with advantage because it's paralyzed.
Oh yeah, I do have advantage.
Meh. Well, that works. Hey, Holly.
Yeah.
Stan, could you please come confirm these dice for me real quick?
Okay.
I feel like these don't roll. How do you roll a d4?
In your hand.
Okay.
Because in 5th
You
edition,
need to do most of your rolling before you let it go.
Okay.
in 5th edition, when you roll a natural 20 on a spell that is an attack roll, you crit on the
There we
spell
go.
as well.
Yes, anything with an attack roll, if you roll a natural 20, you crit. Which doubles any.
So
dex.
how many D8 am I? How many D10s am I doing to this thing? Because inflict wounds is a D10.
I have also rolled a natural 20.
3D10. I'm casting it at 5th level. 3D10, 4, 5, 6, 7 D10. So 14 D10 of damage of necrotic damage to it.
Yeah, if he's not dead from that, he'll be dead from this. Also, be aware Austin might be doing different critical things. So.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll wait till he gets back. Austin, I crit it
I heard. So did I.
with inflict wounds.
Yeah. Stupid spells get attack rolls, allowing you to crit. Hold on. Let's figure out what happens to the thing. Terrible stuff, I'm sure.
Sorry, I have to roll 4. I'm hitting it with level 5 inflict wounds, which means I have to roll 14 D10 on the crit.
Assuming it's the standard crit. Because he's doing.
That's right. He does.
Yeah, roll another d20 for me.
Okay. 15. It's just the same roll that my lower roll was.
Okay. Yeah, it does max damage.
Oh. So max damage of just the 7 D10?
Yes.
So 70
damage.
So 70 necrotic damage.
You strike it in the rear right leg,
Reach up and grab.
and you just
Pops it off.
it's still, so instead of just touching it, you just you grab it, and it keeps sucking. It keeps unhealing it. So. All right, what'd you do, William?
Shocking Grasp, and I also rolled a natural 20.
Roll me a d20 again.
as the two primary spellcasters.
8.
2 of 3 primary spellcasters just annihilate this thing.
I don't know why I'm bother having you roll that. Ooh, that's a headshot.
Nice.
What do you do to its head?
Take it off.
Shock and grasp, you say?
Yeah.
Roll me triple damage.
Okay. So
I don't think it's gonna last long.
7, 13 times 3 is 39.
Okay. And it will make a Constitution saving throw, which it makes, but it does take 39 damage.
So place my hand on its head and just.
Yep. Thankfully, this thing seems thick-skulled, so it's still alive. Father?
Does a 20 hit?
Well, it's paralyzed.
Okay.
So
You have advantage, remember, on
I
the
have advantage. I don't
Yeah.
because it's
know.
paralyzed. So
Yeah,
you might
So
crit.
I might actually crit.
Yeah, you might crit.
No crits. Anyway.
but basically, you're hitting it.
I got a 20, 26, and 23. So
Yeah,
I hit,
you
I hit it
hit.
3 times. Anyway,
You hit 3 times.
34 damage.
Okay. You beat the dead horse, for lack of a better phrase. It's still alive, Holly.
Another 13 damage on the cloud of daggers.
What else are you doing?
That's it right now.
Okay, just chilling, watching this poor thing go. And it rolls worse on its saving throw.
Oh well.
All right, guys.
Is it still alive?
It's still alive.
4th level inflict wounds.
All right. What you doing, William?
I mean, I didn't crit, but a 26 I'm assuming hits.
Just more of that. Make another wisdom saving throw.
10.
This thing does not care that you exist.
Okay. It's all right. It's just gonna die.
38.
If it rolls well on my wisdom saving throws, it's not rolling well on his wisdom saving.
Yeah. Father,
Ooh.
did you remember you crit on a 19?
47.
Did you?
No.
54 points of necrotic damage.
That happens.
But I
As I continue sucking the life out of it.
does a 15 hit? That was my lowest roll.
15 does not hit.
Were you rolling with
Okay.
advantage?
That was my boot. It didn't matter. My other
You
two
you
hits.
kick it right in a bony plate.
Okay.
Plank.
Well, my other two would have hit. It was
Yeah.
over 20. So,
Roll me some damage.
So damages are
10 more for cloud of daggers.
Is it still
Darn, why am I rolling this?
Cloud daggers, you can cast other spells if you want.
Or
Can I
attack it with you.
cast
Yeah, you can
other
attack
Yeah.
with spells or use your
spells while I do
Kusarigama.
As long as it's not a concentration spell, you can do
Yeah,
whatever you
cloud
want.
cloud daggers is concentration. You don't have to maintain it. It
Only
just keeps
20 more
going.
points of damage on those two.
So long as you don't cast another
Three or more.
concentration spell.
But I can do an accent shirt.
You did what, 20 damage?
That's why I
Damage
can
total.
maintain hold person and do inflict wounds at
All
the same
right,
time.
it dies exactly from your Cloud of Daggers.
Yeah.
Fine.
The thing is shredded.
Yeah.
So, is this enough to feed one?
Based on how big those dragons were and my knowledge of dragons as a general whole.
Roll me a
That's
nature
one.
check.
Or is this like
16.
2?
It'll probably, yeah, this should be fine.
Alright.
For a midnight snack. Like, not as a dinner,
Yeah,
but
the only one that's supposed to get hungry around this time is the white one anyway.
it is the smallest of the three.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, I guess
This
I'll...
should work. I'll set to butchering it. Take
So
all
we can
the
kick-
take all the armor and bones
No, no,
and
no, no,
separate
no.
the meat.
No, no, no.
Yeah, let's...
Let the dragon do it.
Well, we got to carry it somehow. We got to chop it up to carry it.
The dragon
How
might
much is
prefer
this?
the crunching of bones.
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
do tend to like that,
That's
especially
fair.
white dragons.
How much does this thing weigh?
More than you.
Yeah, I know that. So, I mean, we got to slice it up and try to transport it now.
I should...
You,
Or we
you,
can-
you,
we can-
you know
we can
dragons
just bring-
well enough to know that it would like to eat it whole.
Yeah, that's fair.
White dragons love to feel like they're ripping things apart. They like to feel bigger than they are.
I mean...
Do we go get the dragon to bring it around? What?
I mean,
Tell him it's over here?
the point of riding the dragon is
I
to
know.
feed it
Exactly.
first. Let's strap it up with some ropes and start dragging.
Theoretically, the four of us should be able to carry it.
Heave ho.
Theoretically.
I mean, I know it's too big for me to dimension door, so...
Strength.
There's 4 of you trying to move this thing?
With
Yeah.
Yukiba as well.
No, it's still too heavy. It's way too heavy.
Alright. Chop it up at the limbs. Leave enough of it intact that it still gets the good crunch, though.
What if we just chop the limbs off and
Can we
then
go
drag the body? No?
No, the thing has very short, stubby legs.
Can we borrow a wagon from somewhere? We didn't see any wagons.
If we just like
Loading
cut it
this
in,
into a wagon would
Or-
be tough.
I know, but
if we just cut it in half and then drug both the halves, would that work?
That'd still be rough.
drag one of the halves and then tell him where the other half is.
Go fetch. I don't think we should do that.
Does anybody
No.
have a levitate spell?
Let me see. Here.
Oh yeah, I do.
I know you don't.
I don't think I have it.
Did any of the three of us
Am I
take
polymorph
levitate?
Dead animals?
No.
Darn.
Yes,
what
you can. You can
Yeah,
polymorph anything.
Can?
polymorph affects objects.
And you can undo it at will.
I will polymorph it into a bunny.
All
A
right.
dead bunny.
A dead bunny.
Congratulations, you now have a dead bunny.
I pick it up.
Now we can carry it.
We can indeed. Please don't unpolymorph it before I put it down.
Okay.
How long does polymorph last?
Let's run.
I think it's permanent or 24 hours. It's a long time.
Not to
Wow.
spoil your fun, but you're thinking of true polymorph.
Am I?
Polymorph only works on a creature. And once a creature
You can
is
turn
dead,
a dead
it's
creature
not-
into another dead creature.
Sure.
He's the DM.
Sure.
He can change
That
whatever
works.
he wants.
And it lasts for
it's
an
a
hour.
dead bunny. Let's go.
It's concentration up to an hour.
All right, we ride.
So we run.
All right, so
Pull
you get
Tariel up on Yukiba and we ride. So that
you get to the dragons. They
Alright.
are sleeping. The big red one is curled up into a nice giant red wheel. The silver one is off to the side a little bit, laid out along what looks to have been some nice brush, and the white one is sort of like rolling around and thrashing in its sleep
all right, Tariel, you want to
and
go ride a white
snoring
dragon?
very loudly.
Absolutely.
Let's go ride a white dragon.
Funny.
We approach the white dragon, and I put the bunny on the ground and back away.
And unpolymorph.
All right. Do you just wait for it to wake up?
I'm gonna wait a moment, and if it doesn't wake
I
up,
make a sharp whistle sound.
That's not smart.
No.
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 What?
You making a sharp whistle?
I mean, I cannot, but
Yeah, I would wait for it to wake up naturally, because then
I will like grab
we were
your mouth.
we
the
were
second
told
you
to
try.
wake them up with the food.
Just give it a second.
All right, give it a second.
See
when
if
the
it
white one
smells
wakes up
the
and starts
meat.
eating, he'll wake up the others.
Give it a second.
Shut up.
Fine, give
I
it a
mean,
second.
have you ever been wakened by an alarm clock? Is that like it doesn't?
The dragon rolls over at one point and kind of greedily looks around, sees the animal, and begins devouring it, ripping it apart.
See?
Okay, fine.
Isn't that easier
I mean, sure.
than having dragons eat us alive?
I don't think they would have eaten us.
So what you doing? You don't. As big
I
as that
smile and
animal
wave at the
was,
dragon.
you don't think it'll last super long.
I'm gonna-
In Draconic, as it's eating.
Does he notice us? I mean, the white dragon notice us? Off in
If
the
she
distance?
does, she doesn't care.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm just gonna wave.
In Draconic, as she's eating, I just greetings, sister.
Nom nom nom, nom nom.
I think we're gonna have to
First
wait.
thing-
Roll
first.
me insight.
She's focusing on her food.
Yeah, you wait until she's done.
I would like. Can I tell? Can I tell how the dragon is like feeling right now?
Roll insight.
19.
This is not the sort of dragon you're used to. This is not.
Mine was 24.
This is much more along the lines of a very intelligent animal than a actual sentient being.
Could I approach not approach in such a way as to present myself as a friend rather than somebody who's trying to take her food?
What's handle animal can be classified into?
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Yeah, roll me animal handling.
Do I get that same sense from the other two as well, or does the red seem...
They're asleep.
Natural 20, which makes it a 23.
It doesn't care.
Yep.
It's not threatened by you.
Okay.
If you try to steal its food, it gets more food, so that's fine.
I'm going to, when they're doing this, walk over and just slowly put my hand on the dragon's back and see if she does anything.
She does not care.
All right, I'm going to climb onto
Yeah,
the dragon.
I'm gonna go climb.
All right,
up
roll
as
me
well,
athletics.
as well.
Oh boy.
Well, Terrell started first, so
Yeah.
Oh, goody. 4?
it's hard to climb this dragon while it's its tail is thrashing around while it's eating. What'd you get?
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
All right.
Are you getting on the
With an athletics, it's an 18.
Okay, you're able to
Yeah. No, white one.
Oh.
No,
You're-
silver one's for Faust. He's the lawful one.
you're able to scale up onto the
Awful. What?
onto the back of this dragon.
Awful good at lying.
You notice this one does not have a saddle.
Is there like a series of spines that I can like wedge myself between?
Yeah.
All right, I will do that. So, roughly around the middle of the back where the wingspan begins,
Okay.
so that I'm ahead of the wings in such a way that I could grip them with my legs if I start to fall off.
All right.
Does the red one actually have a saddle, or do I see?
None of them have saddles.
Okay, just
So
are there
I-
saddles hanging around? Anywhere?
Nope.
No.
Hold on to a spine.
Okay, so what's the back of the red one look like?
The back of the red one is okay. So the white one is covered in spines. The silver one has a almost a rivet in its back, where it's got a series of plates going along its back that make it kind of flat, and you think you could wedge. It almost looks like there's a platform on top of it, basically. The red one smooth back.
I also throw a rope down for Tariel to help her climb up.
Tarell.
Roll another climb
Tariel.
or athletics check.
With advantage for the rope?
We're gonna do a lesson on how
No,
to
it's just
say
it's a
her
lower
name.
DC.
Tariel.
What are you the other two doing?
Are there any tack and harness or anything at all?
No.
No. Okay, so it's a matter of.
What'd you get?
7.
Nope.
You're not rolling.
You're scrambling on the
Do
rope.
I just keep rolling?
Well, hold on a minute because the thing's gonna stop eating at some point and realize someone on its back. So, what are you guys doing?
Boy.
Trying to get you up there.
So how big is that the red dragon? How would do I see a way that
forgot I can
might
add
hang
2
on
to
to the
this.
around the neck or something?
If you had added 2 to that, what
See,
would it have been?
that's why I keep like not want to write down.
So
what you're adding.
You're right. Yeah,
there's
always.
it's got
Be
giant
right.
horns on its head if you wanted to try to ride on its head. The base of the neck you could sort of wrap around, but you couldn't get your arms all the way around it, so it'd be an awkward grip.
Yeah.
Just plus two.
The wing
plus
joint
the
would be the
relevant ability.
easiest grip, but that might be a bad idea for a variety of
Right,
reasons.
Yeah, because it needs the freedom to move and just take it by the horns.
While it's asleep.
You're
Is that a
gonna
good idea?
you're going to just charge up,
I don't know.
jump up and grab onto a horn.
and wake him up that way.
I like your style.
Not a good idea.
Do it! Make bad decisions. That's
You
what
only
D&D
live
is for! If the character dies, you
I'll
make a
get
new
on.
one. It's fine.
I mean, I can get on, but I don't know what's going to happen after that.
Go for it.
Uh,
What is Faust doing while the orc is
I'm
making
weak.
plans?
I step over to the silver one, and using message so that I'm not speaking loudly into its ear, I just greetings, brother.
The thing wakes up, but it doesn't move.
Good to see another of my kin.
Can I re-roll? Because I wasn't adding what I was supposed to be adding.
Where are you supposed to be adding?
I was supposed to be adding. Well, since it was a -1.
Would it have made the
technically
number
+1.
better than 10?
What'd you roll?
No.
Then no. So, yeah. It's not moving.
And this is in Draconic that I'm speaking to it.
It would have made the number 9.
My compatriots and I are... Well, we wish to befriend ourselves to Dredge for his assistance in bringing down the tyrant that rules the Empire. We require your assistance for that, if we could ask.
It's just laying there still. Roll me persuasion.
One of the things I'm very good at. 21.
Alright. It's just laying there.
Remember, they're not as intelligent as other dragons.
yeah.
Yeah, but the silver one has a sense of justice, which implies that it is intelligent.
Alright. So what do you do?
I approach, and assuming it doesn't bite me,
No, it's just laying there. You know it's awake.
Mhm.
One of its eyes is like half open and it's watching you.
and it's observing me. With your permission, I would ride with you.
Alright. It's just it's laying there motionless.
All right, I attempt to mount up.
Alright, roll me a persuasion check for that last bit.
25.
Alright. What are you doing, Father? You're gonna go for the horns?
I'm just gonna
Take a bull by its horns.
Take
By
the-
bull, we
take
mean
the-
dragon.
Roll me an athletics check.
athletics
Yep.
for animal handling. Okay, let's see.
You're not
Yeah,
trying to
athletics.
handle this
Yeah, I
animal.
know,
You're trying to
I-
manhandle this animal.
Athletics, that would be okay, got it. I only have one chance at this, don't I?
That depends on how badly you fail.
16.
All right, that's not bad. I mean, you were able to get enough of a running start. You definitely wake the thing up as you basically run up the thing. You vault onto the thing's face and run up the length of its snout to its horns,
Turn around
and you have just enough time to grab onto the horn as the thing starts moving.
It starts moving.
Is the white dragon still eating?
The white dragon is just about done eating when this cataclysmic thing of events about to happen. You give me one more athletics check.
Well, because I have something I could try to do really quick to help.
Well, this
me
is
see.
we're talking split second right here about what's about to happen. You're gonna need to roll something else.
6.
It's probably better this way, Holly. Trust me. It's probably
you're
better
the only
this
one that's
way.
going to live through this.
-1. That should be. Yeah, that's 1.
She's going to be the only one to live through this because she's not going to get on
All right.
on a dragon when they take
So-
off.
All three. So
I whip that rope around and tie myself to a spike.
it all happens at once. So you're holding on for dear life. Roll me a heck of an athletics check.
I'm saddled in quite comfortably.
You're going to get a moment's notice to prep yourself. You see the red dragon just jump to attention and take off. And the white dragon looks up before immediately following it. So you get like a split second to do something before it takes off.
I let go of the rope and grab onto a spine.
Roll me athletics check.
Do I have any sort of bonus for having something to hold on to?
I got a 17.
All right. Roll me an acrobatics check. You, are you trying to just get a good position on the back of this thing?
Yeah.
Stan, can you confirm for me, please?
Something safe and comfortable.
Roll me
Yep.
a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20, which makes it a 19.
Oh, no.
Thankfully, you're on the easier of the two dragons.
That makes it.
I have weak, spindly caster arms, okay?
All right.
Do I have enough time to try to get on the silver one?
No. Well, question, moment. So, what was your acrobatics check?
17.
Okay. You, roll me one more athletics check.
Stay up. Ooh, 17 again.
All right. So, you fall off the one horn, but you're able to grab onto the other horn and just curl your body onto it for a moment as the thing takes off. You just lock your arms and pray, and it works.
I pray to
You
me.
notice what this dragon's about to do half a second too late. It rolls over. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I don't breathe. Well, I can hold my breath rather indefinitely.
Yes. How well do you work with
Squish.
all of your bones being
It's
crushed?
Yeah,
not
that's
the
fair.
breath so much as it's the crushing.
Con save
So yes, you can hop on the silver dragon.
is flat, so that's going to be 16.
Okay. I got some bad news about the DC for being underneath the dragon.
It's 20.
You don't have Misty Step?
I
So
want to stop. I don't need Misty Step for bonus actions.
you take 16 damage from being underneath the dragon.
Okay.
And Torel, what do you want to do?
She's gonna walk over to the silver one
Calmly or in a hurry?
calmly.
Excellent. All right.
I dimension door out from under it.
So round 2. Does that require somatic components?
No.
Really?
I think it
I believe
does.
dimension door is just verbal.
I have it right here.
Because I got some bad news about your ability to move right now.
And you're not a sorcerer that can cast it as a subtle spell. It is one of these pages. Not that one.
Yep,
So-
just verbal. Components verbal.
Just verbal? All right. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw to get this thing off of your face enough to talk.
17.
Versus... Okay, I rolled low. You are able to wriggle your face into the dirt instead of the dragon because it's softer, and you're able to dimension door out. All right, next round. Give me another athletics check. Give me another athletics check. You are going to spend this round recovering from that. What are you doing?
She's gonna walk over to the dragon and just lock eyes with it calmly.
It's looking at you.
I knew it.
She's gonna slowly walk over, place her hand on its back.
Its back is on the ground.
Oh, sorry. She's gonna wait for a moment and see if it rolls back over.
It wriggles a little bit and then realizes there's nothing underneath it and just stares at you. Still on its back. Are you approaching in a calm manner?
Yes.
Roll
very-
persuade.
very
17, by the way.
I can do.
11.
Roll me acrobatics.
20.
Oh, to
As
roll
you go
off.
falling.
Can I do a strength check to hang on to the horn or not?
No, right now you're rolling acrobatics.
Okay. 12.
Roll me a dex saving throw.
Saving throw.
The only one that successfully rode a dragon.
Let me see.
I mean, it was the easiest dragon.
Oh,
but still.
nice. Okay.
It was the easiest dragon.
You had the easy mode.
23. Haha.
It's good because I have an 8
All right.
I
strength.
actually rolled something
And
right.
roll me a raw strength check.
Strength check.
Yes.
Is, okay, just raw
Like-
strength.
I have spindly arms.
14.
I am a girl.
All right. So you fall. You
Yeah.
try to catch the other horn. You fail. You manage to grab the thing by the tail on your way down. You are now holding on to this dragon's tail.
Okay, wrap around arms and legs.
There's a lot of praying going on.
This is going to be a little more. He can smack his tail into anything he wants to. He can't smack his head into anything he wants to. So I'm not in a very good position. How high am I off the ground?
There's ground down there.
Am I seeing all of this?
Way down there.
Okay.
Am I seeing him, by the way?
No, you've got a different thing to focus on. Too much praying.
I'm not praying at all. What are you talking about? Constitution saving throw. 4. I'm praying.
You're praying and you're producing a smell.
It's the fur.
Your persuasion check. Hold on one more moment. Sorry. The DM's bladder is weak.
You need to roll a
Is that
check for that.
Is that a T?
No. I just like how one of the weakest members of the party.
How
just
high
hold on.
can they go in 3 turns?
He's pregnant. That's what we figured out.
Yeah.
He has to pee all the time. He's pregnant.
I think you and I have the same strength score, don't we?
What's the speed of a dragon?
What's your strength score?
Like
Negative
80.
1.
No,
80?
your actual strength score. The number.
8.
Yeah, mine too.
Because it can't go. Well, they might be able to go straight up. Can they go straight up?
They can kind of go straight up, or
If
they
I
can go up at an
roll
angle.
a
But either
9
way,
or better,
they can get
but
pretty
I'm
high up.
rolling
You're
crap
about
today.
60 to 80 feet up.
So I rolled like an 8 and a 5.
I was
not
going
bad.
to Misty
I could-
Step
I could
off
live
and
through
Dimension
that
Door
if I
you
want-
back
if I
up.
want.
Theoretically, unless it's continued
But with
to
the way
rise
you've
over
been
the past
rolling, you
couple
may
I
have
know. See,
fallen
that's
off.
that's why I want to let
I
go
might
now
have.
before he takes off.
So it's
any
probably a
higher.
good idea that you didn't get up there.
I mean, I might be better off crashing from 120 feet than from 500 feet.
Yeah, you're the only one that could have ridden the big guy.
Yeah, well, that was the whole point.
I think half the situation is they're half asleep, and thus like the ones that are intelligent aren't intelligent enough because they're asleep.
I don't know. Apparently that's how the guy rides his, because he hopped up on there. It's like, all right, time to fly.
Or it's like, hey, there's something foreign on me that isn't my master. Take it
Yeah,
off now.
yeah.
Get off me.
Go away.
Because apparently the silver one has like an overblown sense of justice. So
Yeah, but that doesn't. That's not necessarily a thing that determines high intelligence.
If you can go 80 feet.
not high intelligence, but at least sentient.
Yeah, what's the damage from 120 feet? Would be
12d6.
1d, 12d6. That's terminal velocity, isn't it?
D6.
20d6 is the terminal velocity.
Oh, 20d6.
Yeah.
So 12.
I apologize. All right, roll me a handle animal check, Holly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a d6 for every 10 feet.
Remember,
12,
if you're not proficient in it,
36,
add
9,
2.
12.
Also, you
I
are
know.
almost 200 feet up.
200 already?
This
Is it
thing-
3 turns or 4 turns? Is it
2
been-
turns.
it's only been
It's
2
been
turns?
dashing.
This thing,
Oh, is
yeah,
it
has
dash?
been flying
Yeah,
very
it's
fast,
200 feet
80
up?
foot fly speed twice.
going
15. Straight up.
almost not quite straight up, but
Yeah, so it's 160 feet around, basically.
16.
16.
Dragons fly fast.
All right, the dragon seems to be waiting for you to do something.
She's going to walk over to where its back would be if it rolled over.
It rolls onto its stomach.
She's going to slowly place her hand on its back.
Roll me handle it one more time.
6.
pulls away from you.
Right.
And you hear in your mind, "Who are you?"
I'm gonna use speak with animals.
You understood it.
Spoken common.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am Tarl.
It's in your mind again. What do you want?
I simply wish to ride you. I mean you no harm.
Why?
I need to get in the good graces of Dredge Tier.
Why are you out of his graces?
I'm not really sure. I said a name and
What name?
Elven.
The dragon knows why.
Roll me. Would you like to roll a wisdom saving throw? Or would you like to automatically fail the saving throw?
I'll try to roll a wisdom save.
Okay, roll me wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no, I fail.
All right. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, 23.
It spreads its wings out in such a way for you to mount it.
Okay.
You gonna mount it?
I'm gonna try.
All right. Next round, Faust. You have regained composure. You're no longer face first into the dirt. And let's go around the table again. All right. So, give me a heck of a. This isn't even athletics. It's strength saving throw.
Strength?
Do not get whipped off the tail.
Yeah.
Athletics or strength?
Strength saving throw.
Okay. 20.
Did you not add your proficiency bonus?
15 plus 5.
You're proficient with strength saving throws. That's 24.
Whatever.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
As you hit the wall.
10 and 3 and what is it?
So
10, 3, and 4, so 17.
Yeah.
All right. You and the tree both take 22 damage. But you maintain your grip as a large tree cracks as you are slammed into it.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, this part of the tail, you find like a loose scale, and you just dig your hands into it. Another athletics check.
Don't fail me now. I'm having such a good time. That's a 9.
Oh, this is gonna go badly for you, I'm afraid. So the dragon, realizing that it's not going to get you off its back normally, decides to pull a risky flight maneuver and do a barrel roll.
I dimension door to its belly.
Well, you can't because you're holding on right now, and this is too quick to react. What happens is, it goes into the barrel roll, and you fall. Like, you're holding onto the spine, and you just fall, and suddenly...
While I'm in the air, I dimension door back to its 500-foot range.
I'm gonna need some targeting for that.
That's fine.
Roll me a...
Spellcasting roll?
Roll me a wisdom saving throw to know where the heck you are upside down in the air.
Would it be a wisdom saving throw or perception check?
Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Because it's more having your wits about you than it is.
22.
Okay, you can roll me a spellcasting check.
22.
All right, you get onto... you want to go onto the belly or somewhere where there's a grip on the thing?
If it's still upside, if it's back right side up, then it's back. Where I can grip.
It's spinning. It hasn't stopped spinning.
Somewhere I can grip then.
All right, roll me athletics check.
Roll better. That's not better. That's 5.
All right,
That's 5. Yeah.
You realize just too late what was happening was this thing was doing a barrel roll and didn't right itself properly, and you both slam into the ground. The dragon, let's see if it lands on top of you or not.
That sounds fun.
I have another dimension door. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you already used your action for this round.
That's fair. Wait,
yes.
I have... Hang on. I have Quicken Spell. I can spend sorcery points to cast Dimension Door as a bonus action.
Roll initiative.
Dimension Door is also a 4th level spell, though.
Quicken Spell doesn't matter.
Yeah, it uses sorcery points, not.
Typically speaking, you can only cast a cantrip or, using Mercer's rules, a 2nd level spell if you're casting more than one spell in a round.
Meh.
If we're in initiative, that's up to him. So, I don't know. That's a 23.
All right, so you do Dimension Door, so you don't get crushed by the dragon, but you do maintain your momentum.
That's fine.
So acrobatics for landing.
Natural 20. That makes it 24.
You take half of this then, so you only take 8 damage as you Dimension Door safely on your feet at roughly 80 miles an hour.
So...
Yeah. All right.
There's a sound of woo from wherever I'm at.
You see the silver dragon start to take off. What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna get on it.
You are on it right now.
I am on it.
You can roll me an acrobatics check to maintain your balance.
Okay, that I can do that.
Faust, what are you doing?
Okay.
I spend my sorcery points. Hang on.
I just I turn to the dragon. I just kind of bow to it. I should probably catch my companions who are about to fall from your companions, and I cast Fly on myself.
25.
I'm all on the ground.
You are just standing there, taking it in.
Okay.
You hear in your mind, it might be too late for them. All right.
Well, I hold my action specifically for when Duncan is falling to cast Fly because I can cast it on myself and him.
All right. So, next round.
I'm running back towards that dragon to get back on.
Roll me an intimidate check.
Me?
Yes.
Intimidation?
Yes.
Do I have... Wait.
I didn't hit the ground nearly as hard as you did. Let's go again.
Okay. That's that. Okay. Let's see if it works. I rolled a natural 1. With style. That gives me a 4.
Another tree.
That does give me a 4.
So, as it turns out, not only did you hit that tree, but there were squirrels living in it, and you're just covered in squirrel guts, and you look ridiculous.
Stop me now.
So, roll me an athletics check.
Well, covered in squirrel guts.
No, sorry, strength saving throw. Roll me your strength saving throw.
Athletic? Why not I'm better at athletics, actually. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to re-roll that one.
Do you have an ability that didn't do that?
I have the Indomitable.
Oh, sweet.
Because rolling a 4 doesn't really help me much.
No, this would be a good time to use that ability, yes.
There we... Oh, yeah. Much better.
It's an 18, right?
Yeah, something like
Oh,
that.
I haven't used my Favored by the Gods yet. I could have increased any of my saving throws
Roll
that
me
I failed.
roll me a dex saving throw.
Although I did fail them
And
by
then a Constitution
probably a
saving
lot,
throw.
so.
Barf. Dex isn't going to help.
I don't know
This
if
isn't
plus
gonna
8 would
work.
have helped my 5.
10.
Okay, and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
We're going to scratch. 13.
All right. So you slip a little bit
On the squirrel guts?
on the dragon tail, and you are right at the giant spiked end of the tail.
Oh, good.
Plus side, better grip. Downside, gripping this will slice you open.
How far am I up now? If I'm at the treetops, what's that, 160 to 200 feet?
Yeah.
160?
Around about 100. It's swinging its tail down, then going back up. So it's going between about 150 to 200 feet. And it smashes you into another tree, and you take another 10, 14 damage. They rolled low.
Okay.
Senstaku.
I'm going back to get back on the dragon.
Roll me initiative, see if you can get... No, roll me acrobatics to see if you can get on your feet before it gets on its feet. Oh,
23.
This is a nimble dragon. Not that nimble, though. As the dragon rolls onto its back and is just about to take off, and you just jump and fly and hug. Roll me athletics.
I've used both of my. Yeah, I've used all of my 4th level spells. I've used one of my 5th level spells. So I'm just keeping track of the spells that I've cast.
Featherfall would be a great spell right now.
I don't have it. I have Misty Step. Natural 20. So that's 19.
Flying hug. You grab onto one of the spines right in the middle of the thing, and it goes right back up.
And I'm just calling out, "You're stuck with me for now, baby."
Roll me. How are you trying to impress this thing? With your style or with your determination?
Both. With my chaotic nature, really. Because I feel like chaos is what this one relates to.
Roll me persuasion to see if you're beings of a similar mind.
Well, it's a 19 on the dice, plus 13 is 32.
All right. And Silver Dragon, what you doing? Roll me acrobatics check.
I will chaos this thing into my control.
25.
You are just looking down on these other people being like, what's so hard about this? You're standing there, no hands. The dragon's just calmly flying about in a circle.
Riding and standing on it.
Yep. Roll me a performance check to look awesome while you're doing it.
I'll be doing that in a minute once I have this thing under. Once we're of one mind.
How poorly can you roll with expertise in this?
18.
I mean, that's not the lowest.
Rolling a 7. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You do a bit of a dance. You have dancing, right?
I do have dancing.
Yeah. You begin doing a dance on the back of this dragon. And Faust, you're just waiting for someone to fall.
Yeah, I'm just like keeping a respectful stance on the ground, keeping an eye on all 3 of the dragons, waiting for someone to fall.
All
You're
right.
also our point man for when Dredge Stair comes out and asks, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Yeah, basically.
Father, roll me an intimidation check. Let's see if you can impress this dragon.
Intimidation. Oh. At least I call
I'm
it
just
by
up there
name,
singing
right?
"Don't Stop Me Now," basically.
Come on, Draco. Oh, there's a good.
It's that Disney scene where the
you see
dragon's
that?
flying and you hear,
Don't
7.
"Stop me now."
Strength saving throw.
Strength.
Just going through my head. Never-ending story.
Why can't I use an athletics saving throw? Yay!
I am a force of nature.
You get +9.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't using my strength. Okay.
Strength saving throw, you're proficient.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 14.
Roll me a dex saving throw.
I just kind of call out, "Careful, Drago, you may kill the man."
I think that's the
You
intention.
feel like that's the intention.
Yeah, I know.
With what? Dex?
Dex.
Knock him out, he just falls.
So 8, I guess.
Well, I can't
8.
fly the unconscious, unfortunately.
All right.
Well, he's
You
gonna-
begin falling. You have one option left to you. You could allow yourself to be impaled on one of these spikes
Or
to stay
jump.
on it, or you can fall.
I can jump
You did
away.
not catch anything.
I gotta jump away from it.
You're not gonna.
No.
All right.
He's not.
Spread eagle.
He's not quite barbarian enough to do that.
Darn. That would have been awesome.
That would have been a barbarian thing. Just rage and impale myself on the spike.
You go.
don't
You
have the
go
gun.
spread eagle, and you don't fall.
I begin to hover about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
Can I turn and just head after him?
The dragon is not expecting this, so roll me athletics with advantage. We're gonna grapple a dragon.
I'm glad I have advantage.
Wow, you're probably gonna get it. Roll again.
Well, I rolled, the first one was a 2, so that didn't work. Okay, 13 plus 9. 22.
Where are you aiming for on
22.
this dragon? You
I'm
going
gonna
back
go
for the
I'm
horns?
going to the back of the horns. I'm going to fly up alongside and say hi there, and it's
You-
it's me again, and grab a horn.
The thing looks at you very confused, and you latch onto the
on,
horns. The thing cries out in Draconic, "What matter of being are you?"
I'm your new pal. I just want to go for a ride.
You know what's particularly funny? I've been doing this the hard way by like using my spells because I can just go ASMR form and have wings.
All right, you roll me a persuasion check.
I rolled another one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be 26.
Roll me one more athletics check.
Okay.
I will know that is my 2 spell for this short
That's
rest.
14.
All right. The dragon has figured out what's going to happen and is just like, okay, whatever. It's circling and it's stopped trying to get you off. It seems to be slightly embarrassed by its previous attempt to get you off and subsequent face planting into the ground.
I pat it. That's okay. We all make mistakes.
All right. You've got the silver dragon thing down. No more rolls needed.
And I'm going to.
I'm looking out like for Dredge Tier. Do I see him?
Yeah, you see him walking out of the
How
inn.
long does the fly spell last?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Can I roll
okay.
another performance? Just
Yes, you can do a performance just for him.
I'm going to healing hands myself to get me back up to full health.
You do that.
So I'm just hovering, arms crossed, about like 10 feet off the ground, just waiting for Dredge Tier.
27 for performance.
What are you performing? What are you doing?
I'm
Sword
dancing.
swallowing, dancing, fire breathing.
Fire breathing.
You're
On
doing
top
fire
of the
eating?
Dragon. Yes.
All right. As you're there, you pull out a bottle of alcohol. You take a bit. You light a flat fire stick and you begin juggling flaming sticks at your in using the flame to breathe fire.
That
That is only slightly racist.
She'll look down and wake.
I'll have you know I breathe acid, and the one you're riding breathes cold.
All right. You've noticed that Dredge Tier, he walked out of the inn, but right now he's watching and he seems amused. Particularly by this one. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
I'm just sort of leaning back on a spike now.
You've got 10 minutes, Duncan.
20.
All right. You just hug onto the thing. Roll me an intimidate check.
Intimidate. 7.
You
I
know,
like that I'm more intimidating than him.
That's because he's having to roll his charisma.
I know.
it rolled. No. Use your con because it's your endurance that you're intimidating this thing with. So if you use your con instead of your charisma, what is it?
Same.
No, you should have a bonus to your constitution.
Oh wait.
Yeah, it
what's
should be
your
your,
yeah, but well, that's right. Okay.
your
yeah.
constitution plus
I
plus
see.
your proficiency
Yeah,
bonus. So your constitution plus 4.
bonus. So what did you roll?
Okay. What did I roll?
What was it on the die? Because
What
normally
did I
you
say? What did I say? I rolled.
You said it was a
You
7,
said 7.
which means you rolled a
4.
6.
4.
Four.
Rolled a 4 because he's got proficiency. So 4 plus 3 plus 4.
Okay.
So 11.
11.
It rolled a 2 on its counter.
Okay. All right.
The dragon notices that you're stubborn and sees Dredge Tier, and just you hear it sigh, and it lands down. All of you land down, and Dredge Tier approaches, clapping for you.
I just kind of bow in the air as
I give a bow from the back of the dragon.
I want to do a flip off the dragon onto the ground.
Roll me acrobatics.
And faceplant. Oh no. 26. Sorry.
Oh, you stick the landing.
Okay, so when it's coming down, or it's about 10 feet off the ground, I just go ahead and fly off. I do a,
Peter Pan style.
yeah, and then come and sit down.
I just Misty step off because I might need my ASMR form.
The dragons all sit down, and Dredge Tier looks at them amusedly. So,
I like this one, I say, pointing at the white dragon.
is this your effort to get back into my good graces?
To be perfectly honest, yes.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Yeah.
I like your style. Especially you. I have to say, you don't do a lot of thinking, do you?
How injured
Never
are
had
you,
you
by
in the
the way?
past.
How injured are you, by the way?
I'm down 36.
I come over and I'm casting Cure Wounds on you
Okay.
at 5th level.
Well, he stops for a second, and he and the silver dragon stare at each other for a moment. Oh, did you check all of them, or just the girl? Oh, well, that's a horse of a different color.
What's a horse?
You foreigners.
I heal you for 40, so you're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Well, I suppose after such a good show and making such good friends, it would only be fair for me to take you back to my place and get you some food.
You have no idea how hungry I am.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
May I bring my son?
Absolutely.
Where is he?
I'll go get him.
Lantier. Go get him.
Oh, okay.
Lantier smiles and rushes off. So, who is riding what?
I hop back up on the white dragon.
So does the halfling.
Hey, we're buddies!
I'll calmly go back to the silver dragon.
Okay.
I will.
I'm not touching the red one.
I'll take a look at the red one and make sure he's okay.
Roll me insight.
Okay, let's see. Wait, I get a minus for. I think. Oh no, I get a plus. Okay, I have 3.
Oh, he loves you. You're his favorite person.
Yeah, I bet.
We're absolutely.
You feel like you've really made a connection.
I look at Drago and ask him in Draconic, what is your opinion of my friend now that he has proven his durability if nothing else?
I'm just going to say that if Dredge Tier asks me to eat him, I'll be very happy about it.
I could not blame you.
By the way, that was Draconic, so only he understood it.
He's my best pal now.
I don't know if I speak Draconic. I know I speak Common and Celestial. I need to check and see
Go
how many
pat him on
words
the
I
head
know.
and climb back on the neck.
I would like to point out, by the way, that the person who had been best able to ride these dragons was Faust because he has spider climb boots.
I mean, it's true.
That probably could have helped
I mean,
a lot.
if I had popped out.
Oh no, you've got the spider climb boots?
I have
she
the
has-
spider
Oh,
climb boots.
You didn't even have to make those acrobatics
We
checks.
couldn't find my other
I'm sorry.
have to
character
go to
sheet.
the
I mean,
I
That's it.
forgot to put
If I
it
had thought to
on.
use my ASMR form, I would never have fallen off.
I forgot that I had them because they weren't
'Cause
on
I can
this
just
character
fly.
sheet.
Yeah.
I'm writing them down.
All right,
So
you
we're getting
guys.
used to our characters again.
I have a ring of something.
Yeah, remembering our own abilities and relearning new ones because I'm an ASMR now.
Faust, where are you going?
After I hit Gora, who was just kind of sitting off to the side. Come, girl, let us light. Whichever one.
There's plenty of room on the big
This
one.
one's got easier grip.
The white one is probably the white one is the easiest to ride with strength. The silver one would be the easiest to ride with balance.
Yeah, so definitely the silver one.
Yukiba has to ride the silver one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can just calm enough.
Lane Tier shows up with your son on the back of her massive wolf. And they walk up onto the silver dragon. The silver dragon's tail coming down to form a nice little platform.
Okay.
And you all take off in the middle of the night. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
All right.
All right.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.